with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, got to fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between, yeah, it's all that. And we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to us talk raps. You're listening to us talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. Of course, to my immediate left, right, whatever direction you want to choose. Righteous Reg, what's going on?
It is your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. Grapsody, Saturday morning, feeling good. The weather is changing. It's about to be daylight savings. Save my life. Getting dark at 4:30. Leave me alone. Media man, I'm here, Philip Lindsey. I'm ready to talk some stuff that we talk. What's good with you?
Yeah, getting again unseasonably warm weather. I think other Phil in Punxsutawney had his directions crossed or something, because it hasn't felt that cold here recently. We haven't got a ton of snow since January, knock on wood. So,
dog, I turned the fan on last night. I've been off of it for a few months, and I'm like, I can't be fan already, you guys. Like, global warming, leave me out of this. I'm not in yet. I'm ready to. I was still trying to be cozy out here, but it's not cozy time anymore. And I mean, I guess things could be worse. Sorry to the people that are dealing with stuff. I know there's still snow in some places.
Yeah, man, people was kind of talking crazy on Tony Phil, man. Not too much on my guy. Like, yeah, they was kind of talking crazy on my guy, man.
Ill ass name though. Like, you can't. I mean, I wish that was my name.
Man, it was talking crazy on Phil from Punxsutawney, man. Yeah, we got some wrestling stuff to get into. Yeah, me and you were talking about this Sci-Hi J. Cole disc before we jumped on, and I continue to say that Sci-Hi is still one of the most interesting what ifs in hip hop to me, because every time he drops something, I'm like, this dude is like phenomenal, and every time he drops something, I also think more of like, oh, you can totally hear in like his tone and just some of his choice of words and everything, the songs that he clearly wrote for people.
Yes. We know what people you're talking about.
Certain bars you can tell that's his pen.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm fully on board with this. Whatever, that's not gonna lead to anything with J. Cole, because I'm sure J. Cole's not gonna respond. But he was rapping on there, and I was like, man, just drop an album, put out something, man. Like.
No Dope on Sundays is an amazing album. I'm just like,
Bro,
make another one of those. None of this would even matter. We wouldn't even care about any of this.
That was 2017, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. It's been years at this point. Like, we're in a different generation of rap at this point. Like, it's not on you to be trying to fire at fools. You need to just get in the studio and drop another dope one. People wouldn't matter. This guy was going crazy. I mean, like, bar after bar. Like, not one bar did not miss on this whole rap. I was like, this guy's following the same rhyme pattern for like 3 straight minutes. Like, this is like exceptional level raps. Like, if we're talking about just like as bars, this guy is doing it like Kenny Omega. Like, he is going crazy. But like, if you're shooting for Kanye, all this is because you're shooting for Kanye. I don't really.
You coming after that False Prophets, which False Prophets was years ago at this point. I don't know. It kind of feels like he let people on the internet gas him up over
Absolutely.
like the thing he put out recently, and people were like, oh, why are you talking to Cole? And he was like, oh, okay, y'all, I'm not talking to Cole, but I can talk to Cole.
Will
since y'all keep talking to me crazy. Like, I can't even speak to this dude. Like, and I respect that, but yeah, I don't think Cole's gonna respond.
Because he had those tweets that were like, I'm tired of these rappers that dropped out of college after a semester or whatever. And I'm like, but you're talking about Kanye. Like, his thing was college dropout. Like, you wrote for this guy, even though you're talking about other people. And then I never thought that he was talking about J. Cole until they mentioned it on the Joe Budden pod. And I was like, oh, yeah. That kind of checks out. But like, why are you doing this?
Well, I don't think he initially was talking about Cole because Cole didn't drop out of college. Cole graduated from what I remember.
Yeah.
I think people assumed he was talking about Cole, and he got annoyed that people kept mentioning Cole and talking to him like he couldn't talk to Cole, and he was like, "Oh, that's y'all guy. All right, I ain't really like how he was talking on that False Prophets joint anyway.
Okay,
I got some bars for him, and so."
False Prophets was like 2018 too. Like, is he like, I didn't like that thing you said a long time ago, dog. I've been wanting to say something. I guess I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, fire, but yeah, no dope on Sunday was my favorite album from that year. I
Such
still
a great
think
album.
He's got another one of those in him. I'm waiting. Where is it? Drop another. This was 9 years ago, dog.
I mean, it's such an interesting concept with writers of his caliber of like, we know he can put together, he has one great album himself, but like he's wrote on some of the gigantic hits of the last 10 years or something, last 15 years. It's like, couldn't you just keep doing that? I don't understand like what the thing is. Oh, he was on some pod I remember listening to, maybe Drink Champs, where he was saying that he sent Kanye, like the way that he communicates with Kanye, I was like, this isn't a healthy relationship, dog. He was like, I got some heat for Kanye and I sent it to Kanye and Kanye like scrapped all the beats and shit. I'm like, I don't really like how this is going, because he's still like, but I love him though. And it's like, you're in an abusive relationship.
Him and Cons talk like that, and I'm just like, dog, I don't know, man. I feel like him and Cons are like a bad day away from putting out something that sounds like Big Brother, that's kind of like this loving diss to Kanye. But
Colleen told me to buy 2 tickets. I'm telling you, they would have to buy 2 tickets to the Kanye.
You absolutely, bro, you not even getting the 2 tickets. And
Consequence, like Q-Tip picked Consequence as like the next guy, and he's still like, but Kanye though.
Bro, that was the other thing. I listened to the last Tribe album over the weekend, and I was like, I forgot this album is really, really good.
Yeah.
I think it kind of blew by because of just a lot of things happening in the world. The fact that, this is a Tribe album without Fife on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
very emotional.
Posthumous album with Fife on it, because there are some pre-recorded Fife verses on there, but still a very good album. I was just kind of like, this I might have glossed over this a little bit too quickly. Still listening to the Cole album almost every day. A lot of people were online trying to lie to me and tell me this Baby Keem album was better. I listened to the Baby Keem album. Baby Keem album is enjoyable, but no, it's some capping happening right now, and I know why it's happening. I won't get into that because I know a certain fan base is how they are, but there's some capping going on with this, because that Baby Keem album is not better than a Fall Off. It's not.
I mean, people are the Kendrick Coalition is outside, and like I'm on the Kendrick Coalition, and like, but we need to relax. Like, I know what. Like, it's exactly what Kendrick should do as this guy's cousin, is like help push, and like that's working. But like to say it's like the best album and all this, I'm like, we should probably relax though. But yeah, that's why the Sci-Hi thing is driving me so crazy. I'm like, the Cole album is so hard though, but I understand he's always been one of those I'll attack you, even though he's never really been in. Understandably, he's never been in a true battle, because who would want to? I heard this and I was like, nah, leave this guy alone.
Yeah. Cole is continuing his he finished up his trunk tour. People have been it's so weird that I think he's doing something that's really cool that a lot of other artists aren't doing, and people have all these negative things to say about it, and it's just like, I don't know, this seems like a unique idea. It seems cool. His fans are enjoying it. So what's the issue? I don't know.
And I started thinking about this too, Phil, after we talked about it last week. Like, let's say it was different and he was driving this super expensive car. Like imagine him, what the talk would be if he was rolling through all the places he was in this crazy car and he was stunting and flossing and doing all these things. People would talk crazy about him. But since he just went, and understandably, if you watch where he was, you would want to be in just like a regular Honda Civic in a lot of these areas because you will get robbed. I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah, and I also think like it's clearly rolled out for the album. When you listen to the album and the story to the album, it makes sense for him to be going back and doing a Honda Civic, and it plays into a lot of the themes from the album. And that's what's so confusing about people that are like, "Oh, this is so performative." Even if it is performative, it's part of the album rollout. The fans are engaging; they're buying the album. What's the issue?
That word now, Phil, I think that people have taken it and they've just destroyed it. Like some things, yeah, that's what this is. It's performative. I'm performing so you will buy my album. I'm performing so you will go to my world tour. I'm performing so you know what exactly this is. But now people are like, everything's performative. It's like some things are over performative and you know that's not. Like this isn't out of J. Cole's realm though. Like it is like a thing, like he's doing a thing, but it isn't something totally different than he's done in the past.
Yeah. More and more I listen to the album though, the more and more I'm convinced this is a great album. Not a perfect album by any stretch of the imagination, but a great album.
Need time anyways to establish what a really perfect album is and let it sit and do all that. But I think as what a concept and what it is, he did it. Yeah, rapping very, very well on there.
A lot of things that, because I've listened to it a lot, I've noticed how something from one song leads into the other, where he mentions something in a song before it, and then the next song is about what he mentioned. Like on the Safety record, when he's talking about homeboy that was dissing him, and then he responds to dude that was dissing him in the next song. Also on Safety, I don't know if you noticed, but at the beginning of the song, when the baby is crying and the song is starting, and later in that same song, he talks to Cole about how his girl puts on his music when the baby is crying. A lot of really small things like that. If you listen to the album a lot, there's a lot of thought that went into this album.
And this is what J. Cole specifically and other rappers have talked about with like one listen reviews, or like I review immediately and like this is trash or this is like, it's when fans are telling you got to listen multiple times and you're missing things and you can't hear things on the first listen. It's because of things like this, and because rappers and artists set up things in this way so that you get them the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time on a listen. But people aren't doing all that these days. People are like, I listened to that shit once and it was the worst album I ever heard, and I've never listened to it again.
Yeah, I did like a lot of the stuff on the Baby Keem album. I did like the Birds and the Bees record, the record with Too Short on it. I like. There's a lot I like on there, but I also think people are gassing it quite a bit.
That's this day. That's this age. I'm not mad at it. Lucky Baby Keem gets to capitalize off of being next to the biggest rapper in the world at this point, you know?
Yeah, I saw a clip of Rory and Maul talking about it, and Rory was like, the Kendrick verse is the worst verse on the album. And I was like, okay. And then I listened to it and I was like, I can see why he thinks that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think with the style of music that Kendrick makes with Keem, where it feels like
it's calculated.
You know, when he makes his own music, there's a lot of thought into it and there's a lot of what he wants it to be. But then when he's making the Keem records, it seems like he's just having fun and making joking records. And it felt like a lot of that verse was very like his humor with Keem, and I didn't mind that. I don't think it was supposed to be this verse that blew people away.
I might be on the Kendrick coalition, but I think like if he does this verse that blows everybody away, that's all people are going to be talking about. So like if I just lay out on this, let my cousin shine, like it's not going to be all about me, because people just only want to make it about Kendrick. So I understand him not going in and going crazy.
He threw a little soft jab at Young Thug in a joking way, and I thought, like I said, I thought it was fine for what it was. But I think if you're looking for something like Family Ties, it wasn't going to be that.
No. And shout out to Baby Keem. Shout out to California. We are represented out here. I listened to a little bit of the Jill Scott record. Some heat on there, like not really my driving around everyday vibe, but like if I get an Auntie Bay out here, definitely throwing that new Jill Scott on because it's hard.
Yeah, I like this single for it.
Mhm.
Fan of Jill's music. I have not listened to the album in full, but yeah, she's been on a rollout as well. I've watched a few of her interviews. Very entertaining woman. When she was on I think she was on Joe Budden's podcast where she was talking about how much she loved the beef between Drake and Kendrick, and how she was like jumping to her computer, listening to everything as soon as it came out. Very funny woman, like I said. Great NPR Tiny Desk if you haven't seen it. Really good stuff.
There's this clip I was watching of Nori's. He's on maybe Big Boy. He's on somebody's show, and he's talking about the new landscape of hip hop media and how, like, essentially it's about Joe and Jada now. Like, everybody's just talking about Joe and Jada, and he's essentially like, they stole my format. They stole from me. Not in that necessarily, but he's saying like, I started all this, and I'm not really reaping the benefits anymore. And then it started to come through my mind. I don't be seeing Drink Champs clips on my timeline at all anymore. Well,
two things. He hurt his own brand when he did that Kanye interview, and Kanye went on there and said all the anti-Semitic stuff. He shouldn't have done that interview, and it's been kind of hard for him to recover since then.
He hasn't.
So it's just one. So acting like somebody else is like killing your brand and stealing your sauce. That's not exactly true. You harmed your own brand by making some poor decisions.
Absolutely.
And then second off, the little bit of it that I saw when he was talking about Joe and how he was like, yeah, you know, everybody loves that he goes on tangents. And I'm just like, no.
Different.
You interrupting the guests and talking over them to go on a tangent, and Joe going on tangents and not letting the guests talk is not good. That's a sign that you two are bad interviewers. That's not a good trend. Like, why are you? He's like, oh, well, see, everybody loves it when he does this, but, you know, that was me that started this. No, both of you are bad at talking over your guests.
We don't want to see either one of y'all do this. It doesn't matter who it is. That's so crazy. Like, that's his thing. Like, they're yelling over people. Who started this? It's like, no, I wish you would have stopped it. Like,
yeah, I want you to not do that. That's not a good interviewing habit. Like, what are we doing?
But yeah, I think the landscape is just totally different. Like, I kind of took the Kanye stuff out of my brain. Like, I didn't even factor that in. But like, yeah, things have been kind of downhill since he came out and kind of took that strong stance on it too. And it's like, when you take strong stances, man, it's gonna follow you.
He's taking some weird stances on some other things too. But yeah, send us your super chats. That's the best way to get your chats read on this podcast. You can also send us a Humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
Yeah, we always appreciate your super chats, your Humper chats, any chats that you send to the pod, any things that you guys contribute to Grapsody Podcast. Shout out to the homies at Busted Open Radio, Denise, Mark Henry. I got to talk with Mark Henry today about some Black wrestling history, and that's like 13-year-old me is like, what? Like, I remember we backyard wrestled in my cousin's backyard. And the entrance music that I came out to was Sexual Chocolate, Mark Henry. And like, if I would have told that 12-year-old kid, like, one day you're going to be talking wrestling with Mark Henry and it's going to be a good time, like, he wouldn't have believed it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a pretty hilarious visual to think of, you like coming into the backyard, getting ready to jump on a mattress, and that's all that's blaring in the background. Sexual.
That's exactly the same. I was a chubby little kid, so like it just went along. Like, seeing Mark Henry as a chubby little black kid was like, it's a one of me. It was like the first time seeing Willie Mack, like the first time seeing Ruckus. Like, those are like, damn, there's somebody that represents me, man.
Nah, about to take it to the mattress and Sexual Chocolate playing in the background. That's hilarious, bro.
Shout out to Mattress Backyard Wrestlers. We all start somewhere. I eventually moved on to the ring, but at first you gotta slam your homeboys on a mattress.
Yeah. Shout out to Denise, Mark at Busted Open. Yeah, I didn't listen to it, but it's great.
Yeah, it kind of happened pretty quickly. Denise was texting me like late yesterday to be like, "Hey, is this a possibility? Are you going to be available?" And I'm like, "What time is it?" She like 7 a.m. I'm like, "Damn, that's early." All right, I'll be there. It's going to be with Mark Henry. That's crazy.
7.
I've been trying to get on with Mark Henry because I've done Busted Open with Denise a couple times to talk about the BW 500, and every time Mark is out because he does like college football or something on every other Saturday. And so he was there this time, and it was a blast. So if you guys have that availability, definitely check that out. Let's get into some of these super chats. The homie Van Twinblade says, "F the marks that attacked Harley, and F Mother Nature for not being able to make up her goddamn mind. Yesterday was 74, and it's going to be 61 today. Tomorrow's going to be 47. My sinuses cannot take it." That's a crazy 74 to 61 to 47. That's a sick drop.
Yeah, Midwestern weather. That's what that sounds like. Yeah, man. I unfortunately, the stuff from Dynamite and the women's tag match has been part of discourse this week. Hopefully, Penelope Ford is okay. It seems like it based on some reports that dropped over the last few days. But yeah, people came for Harley because, of course, the GIF culture, that clip of Penelope doing the moonsault, and she goes in the wrong direction. She should have moved closer to catch her, and people were, I guess, like bullying Harley. I didn't see any of it, but I did see Harley deactivated her Twitter, and I saw people coming to her defense.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the stuff, any of it until she was deactivated. So, I mean, we know how harsh the internet can be especially when they band together. Like, tribalism ends when people want to be horrible and they all just want to dunk, and that's exactly what type of stuff was going on here. Unfortunate for Harley. Hopefully she's just away from this trash and getting to that. Shout out to Penelope. I hope she's okay too, off of what was a scary kind of moment for her in that match. So leave these people alone, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, just bad luck for Penelope. It definitely seems like Mega Bad was going to win on Wednesday. And they had to call an audible. Not sure, but, as the team that I predicted was going to win the tournament, and then it looked like they had another chance here to win the tag titles. Just really unfortunate timing. So, again, hopefully she's okay. The stuff with Harley, it just seems like, women are judged much harsher than men for a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely.
And, Harley is still relatively new to the business, and I just think people got to be, we got to chill out, man. People got to calm down when it comes to some of this stuff.
Speaking of, I hope they're okay. I know we're going to get to it eventually because we have some Elimination Chamber talk. I saw that Jey Uso and Stephen A. Smith clip, and Phil, what was going on there? Like, he was mad that he had to do it, first of all, and then he, like, just the way that he was reacting to it, I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm confused.
We're gonna go back and analyze the Jey Uso push, like the year of Jey Uso after he won Royal Rumble, and it's gonna look crazy in the light one day, because I just don't know how you went from the absolute highs of this to where we are right now. It's crazy to think about. Currently, he is not in the Elimination Chamber match set for tonight. We'll talk about that when we get into Elimination Chamber preview. But even when he won the match, because it looked like Bronson Reed was supposed to win, and that surely seems the case because Bronson Reed is still on a lot of the promotional material for Elimination Chamber. But unfortunately, Bronson Reed got injured in a qualifying match. Speedy recovery to him as well. But if you look at the end of it, Jay does not look happy about winning that match. He does not look thrilled at all to be in that position. And this is a guy that won the Royal Rumble last year.
It was Jey Uso mania, dog. Like the company was running on the backs of what he was doing, and now he's like, I don't even want to be in this match. You guys leave me alone. Just a crazy transition from where he was to where he is now. But yeah, we'll totally get into Elimination Chamber talk more here in a little bit. LGR2284 says, sorry for asking. Is AJ really retired? Feels like an angle to me. Won't be surprised they show AJ at home and bam, RKO into the family dinner table.
Yeah, it seems like he's done. Based on what we got on Monday night and some of the stuff he said in interviews since Monday, excuse me. Yeah, seems like he's done. Yeah, not thrilled about that, but this is where we are. If you did watch Monday Night Raw on Monday, that was being promoted all the way throughout the week, coming up to Monday, that they were doing this AJ Styles tribute in Atlanta, Georgia. Very fitting for AJ Styles. The tribute was great. I thought that the video they played was fantastic. They brought Creed out. And it fit perfectly. Showed some TNA footage, snuck in him holding the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I thought it was a perfect way to wrap up his career. Then he came out, said some words, spoke to his family, his wife. It was really nice. We got a very awkward Undertaker moment where it seemed like Undertaker was trying to get people to think that he was teasing a match, but it was actually that he was giving AJ the announcement that he will be entering the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame, which again, also awesome for this guy, man. Well deserved. This guy should be in the Hall of Fame for every company he's wrestled for, because
absolutely
he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But a lot about it was just very awkward. I don't know where to put this. AJ says on the podcast with the Hoots, he did a talking shop with the Good Brothers. Good Brothers were in the building on Monday. That he's seen people say that they put him in a Hall of Fame just to pressure him to not go somewhere else. And he vehemently said, no, I make my own decisions. This had nothing to do with it. I hear you, AJ, but this very much looks like they knew that AEW was interested. It very much at one point seemed like AEW wrestlers had heard that he could be coming to AEW. And it seems like WWE got word of that, and they were like, okay, let's make sure that doesn't happen. Now, that doesn't mean that AJ didn't make his own decision.
Nope.
Of course he did, because it's his decision to make. But everything around this, the way we went an entire month, didn't see this guy. He had left his gloves in the ring at Saudi Arabia. They did his match at Royal Rumble, not in the U.S. Then they did this Hall of Fame announcement and tribute almost a whole month later. Everything about it just looks away. And that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. It very much feels like they wanted to make sure he was like, hey, man, we love you over here, man. Don't get anything else confused. We love you over here. We want to put you in the Hall of Fame. We want to make sure you have, a legacy in this company after you retire. We want to make sure that you can help younger generations and work backstage, because that's something else AJ has been saying in all the interviews. He wants to help the younger generation. He wants to continue to work with this company in a backstage position. I think once all of this stuff was in place and they were like, yeah, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame, I definitely think he signed something. He may not have signed a new deal, but I definitely think he signed something to guarantee that he's not going anywhere.
Right. And they're conflating the issues, because saying that they offered him them things after hearing offers from AEW, after hearing offers from other places, doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Just because he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves everything that they gave to him. But these are two different issues here. And I saw people this week being like, did they book a purposely bad Raw to just be for the AJ Styles thing? And I'm like, who purposely books bad shows? Like, I just don't understand that as a concept. But I did see a lot of people being like, only watch the AJ Styles tribute because the rest of this show is some spam. just like a crazy place to get to as an AJ Styles fan, like we talked about with the homie Rich. Shout out to the homie Rich. Like being an AJ Styles fan in 2000, 2001, 2002, those early days, and thinking this guy is not going to. It's going to take some time for him to become like a WWE superstar. If you would have asked me in 2003 if I thought he was going to be a WWE superstar, I'd be like, nah, this guy does all kinds of stuff. He'd be doing spot food. He'd be shooting star presses. He'd be hitting people hard. Like, not really the vibe. He's not a big giant guy either, like they like. Like, it didn't really feel like the vibes. And it's funny because I was seeing something about Punk this week talking about how he broke that wall. And 100%, like, when CM Punk came to the company and he excelled, it was just like, oh, okay. So, like, the guys that we like over here do have the opportunity to do that. I mean, he was an exception because Punk is one of the greatest on the mics of all time, but it was like one of these guys could break through, and then Bryan Danielson came through, and then it was like, okay, this could happen. And so when AJ finally got to WWE, like everything that you wanted was accompanied along to that. And like that's been a kind of funny, interesting thing this week because AJ himself is like, I'm so loyal to WWE. I love everything that they gave to me. Like, if you asked him, he'd be like, I'm a WWE guy. But like, Phil, I could never in my life say that AJ Styles is a WWE guy. Like, even after all this, Hall of Fame, yes, guaranteed. But that AJ Styles is not a WWE guy. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Look, very happy for him.
Extremely.
The fact that he has succeeded everywhere he's gone, NWA World Heavyweight Champion, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, his run in TNA, the ROH stuff. I mean, this guy has had an illustrious
resume.
I mean, his resume is crazy. And to be able to do all of those things and still make it to, the biggest stage in the industry and have 10 years with that company, year-long WWE championship run, WrestleMania moments. You can be able to say you were the last WrestleMania opponent for Undertaker and all of these other great things you can say. Like, that's
wild.
That's tremendous. And I like, he should be very proud of the stuff that he's done with WWE. There's a little cap to some of this that is being thrown around because it's not like he was used, consistently for the entirety of that 10 years with the company. But that's neither here nor there. I just think for where he's at, his age and everything, I can see him being like, yeah, I've basically done it all. I don't have anything else to prove. He also talked about how his neck hasn't been feeling great on Talking Shop. Yeah, I can believe that. Still looks like he's in incredible shape. The 3 matches we got this year, I'm like, yeah, it still looks like he can go to me. I don't think this will be the last time we see him in a ring. I do think we'll see him wrestle again. But, yeah, I got on here after Royal Rumble, and I confidently said 90%. I felt very confident about that 90% at that time. Yeah, it's over, guys. He's not coming. We're not getting our Ospreay match. I'm not thrilled about that because I really, really wanted that Ospreay match.
And I'm not even mad at WWE for sliding the checkbook over to AJ Styles and saying write a number. Of course, I would too. If I start hearing some murmurs that you're about to go and do something over here, what do you want, dog? Like, do you want your kids to be on the show? Like, we can do whatever that you need here. Like, roll it out for them. It's AJ Styles. You want to work in the PC? You want to be a part of NXT? Do whatever you want. If we got to keep this guy, that's going to go shine. If he went and did 5 matches somewhere else, it's changing the world. Let's stop that.
Yeah, there's no way that if they had any inkling that he could go to AEW, even just for this year, just to have a short run with them, they absolutely were like, no. What can we do to stop that? What can we do to make you happy?
You like cake? We got cake.
Yes. And that's why I'm saying, like, he's absolutely right. At the end of the day, it was his decision to make because he could have easily told them no and did whatever he wanted to do. But there's no way I believe that they did not hear that there was interest over there and that he might go, and then they started moving differently. There's no way I believe that because, I mean, they were still trying to get him to re-sign as of this month because his
Right.
contract was up this month. They wanted him to sign an extension based on his quote about WrestleMania losing some of his luster. It very much feels like they wanted him to have a farewell tour and at the very least do one last WrestleMania match, and he wasn't interested.
What is that, Phil? In kayfabe or real, saying that WrestleMania has lost its luster when WrestleMania is a month away? Who does that benefit?
Yeah, I mean, and look, I understand his point where he says, Royal Rumble means a lot more to me. That's where I debuted. Being able to say that, I've wrestled for this company for 10 years and went full circle, and my last match was at Royal Rumble. That means something to me. Of course, one of his best matches with the company was the John Cena match at Royal Rumble as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why that event in particular means something to him. The WrestleMania thing is very interesting. It very much feels kind of like what Brian was saying by then. Like, yeah, once you've done it, you've checked it off of your resume. I've done it now, and at this point, he's done WrestleMania several times. It's not like the prestigious one night. It's a 2-night event. You got to fight for your spot on this card now, and it's 5 matches both nights. You don't know where you're gonna land. So yeah, I could see the wrestlers being kind of like, I don't know. This kind of feels like business at this point. It don't feel like what it used to be, like the dream of wrestling on the stage. It kind of feels like work.
And when your best WrestleMania matches against Shane McMahon, I'd be like, you know what? WrestleMania ain't really what it used to be. So I totally understand what he's saying. I totally understand all of the kind of post stuff, but he keeps saying he wants to help the younger generation. And I'm like, listen, if you guys are going to go to the PC, and I know some people now, shout out to the homeboy Starboy Charlie. If you're going to the PC to learn from Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles, like, y'all are lucky over here. I just hope that they understand the magnitude of what's going to be presented to them, of having like generational talents at your disposal. It feels like, if they're keeping AJ Styles. But also, Phil, we cannot stop and end this AJ Styles conversation without saying wrestlers do be lying. This could all be one big ruse, and it could all be over.
I mean, anything is possible. I do think with the idea that he could have ended up in AEW by March and possibly wrestled in Los Angeles at Revolution. Yeah, they definitely wanted to throw a wrench in that by having him at least on tap for Hall of Fame in April. So, yeah, and just the way he's talking in the interviews, I do think he's done. I do think legitimately this is it. I think he got the retirement match he wanted. I just don't see it going any further from here. Again, I would really like to be wrong because I really did like that Ospreay match.
Man, I hope you're wrong.
I like the possibility of this Ospreay match, but I also could see him looking around like, dang, my neck already hurt. And you want me to go over there and wrestle this guy, and he giving people tiger drivers and stuff? Nah, I think I'm good.
I'm probably gonna have to wrestle Kyle like on the way up there, and he definitely be dropping fools on their head. Like, I don't know what if I'm into this. Y'all are crazy. People have been bringing up funny enough. Like, he heard them fuck ice chants and was like, you know what? What y'all got going on over here? Can I get into the Hall of Fame? Undertaker, Philip Lindsay, has been so funny because he keeps doing podcasts being like, the business is not the same. The kayfabe's dead, brother. You can't do this. Like, I can't believe wrestlers talk and act like they do. And like, his life now is talking on podcasts and announcing people in the Hall of Fame. Like, what?
Yeah,
what?
There's a lot of funny irony to this. I saw someone point out that Undertaker at one point was talking about how, the culture backstage is different. It's a bunch of people back there playing video games, and it's different. And AJ Styles is exactly the kind of guy you're talking about. Flippy guy, likes his video games, but Undertaker seems to really like AJ Styles, and that in itself is funny. But also, that's again why I'm just like, you got to give it up to AJ, because AJ shouldn't have been able to succeed over there, like you said. I think the fact that this guy is considered like a wrestler's wrestler, and he went over there to that company and is still regarded the way he is. And to get the nod from a guy that's been around the business as long as Undertaker, that's a huge honor. And I'm sure he feels that way about it. I'm sure he feels that way about like the way that he received going out. I mean, like you've got your peers in that ring with you, just the way that Finn Balor talks about him, the way that like, you know, Asuka looks at him, the way that so many people in that ring regard this guy. And that's why, again, when all this stuff was happening with John Cena last year, I'm like, listen, if that's y'all goat, I'm not gonna argue with y'all. But he ain't AJ Styles, dog. I'm sorry.
If you just know, we talked about it a little bit, but if you know about his resume, like including the WWE stuff, there's some gems in there. There's some great work that he did. But like as a whole, like this guy, like if he's your number one, I'm like, yeah, like I understand why. I won't argue with you. I won't be like, but this is why. I'm like, yes, he's done it all. He's done everything, and that's what I understand if he is done. Phil, like, because like WWE was the last thing. Like you've done everything in every other company. You've been world champion across the world. Can you do it in WWE? And he did it in WWE. That's how great of a wrestler this guy is. The Undertaker, like. He's one of WWE's greatest accomplishments. He wanted AJ Styles to be his last match. Like he could have had anybody. He could have been in the ring with all kind of people. And he was like, no, I'm going to do this with AJ Styles because that's how great he is. So if it's it, you did it. Your resume is wrapped. Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, as we've seen, like immediately, like, and not the last Hall of Fame you're going to be in. Any Hall of Fame that there is, he's in it. Ring of Honor, TNA, New Japan, like rack them up, brother.
He had some pretty funny things to say about being in the TNA Hall of Fame. So I'm not sure if that's happening anytime soon. Yeah, but
I thought he was going back there, Phil.
Yeah, a lot of very interesting things about it. But yeah, this guy, he's done it. He's done all there is to do at this point. He has nothing else to prove. He's gonna go down as one of the greatest ever. And man, again, can't ever be mad at this guy getting flowers, man. There are things that I wanted to see him do this year, but just the idea of him getting his flowers, man, I can't be upset with that at all. There are multiple things that are funny, like when they did the video package and they showed his wife and his family. I immediately thought of Joe. Oh, Wendy.
Wendy in the front row. I mean, looking at that ring and seeing, like, thinking back to, when I think of WWE versus TNA, I always think of when TNA went to Monday nights and when they had Hogan and all this squaring off against, and then like seeing this tribute and there's AJ Styles and there's Bobby Roode and there's Petey Williams and there's Abyss in full gear and there's Jeremy Board. There's like all these TNA guys. It's like, bro, how did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. I'm telling you.
Bro, Abyss in full gear. I was cracking up at that. Good Brothers, man, these guys, you talking about finessers, bro. These guys will find a way every time to make a bag, bro. And when they showed up backstage, the pop that they got compared to all the other TNA wrestlers and people that came to AJ for AJ's tribute, I was like, yeah, you can tell that that period where it was beat up John Cena and the club were a thing. Yeah, that's a big part of his WWE career. So yeah, I can see it. Like, it would have been crazy to not bring them in. I mean, I feel like it would have been nice to have Joe, but we know why Joe wasn't there.
I mean,
because like Joe is so important to AJ's career.
Joe and Christopher Daniels, dog, like those guys. Come on, can't.
Yeah. Of course, somebody pointed out they did not show his first WWE championship win because famously won that belt off of Dean Ambrose. So can't have Dean Ambrose in that tribute clip.
Dude, SmackDown was so fun that around that time. Like, one of my favorite experiences was there was a No Mercy in Sacramento. I think it was that 2016 or something, and like the vibes of the show just felt like they were trying something different, and AJ Styles and Ambrose and these guys were kind of at the head of it, and like it was just like, damn, this feels like different energy. They went back to the bad formula pretty soon after that, but there was a little bit of time where AJ Styles, you know, him being there,
that was his brand,
a new addition, like he changed the game, Phil.
That was his brand. Yeah, that 2016, 2017 SmackDown with AJ on it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was when we still had Talking Smack with Brian and Renee.
Mm-hmm.
We had the theme song, "Come on and fight back. You're gonna." Yeah, that was a good period of SmackDown. I enjoyed SmackDown. 205 Live used to come out on right
I'm
after.
saying.
I have said multiple times, 205 Live used to be one of WWE's best shows. Yeah, that was a good era of SmackDown.
Yeah, see, AJ was at the helm of that, and he created that. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it, you guys. There was a time that I've been going through different emotions these last couple of weeks because I was like, he's going, I'm about to see him, I'm going to Revolution, my guy's gonna show up, and then it was like, okay, maybe he'll show up in a few months in AEW. But like after this week, I'm like, oh man, they got him. And again, I'm not mad at it. They should get him, but like, I guess there's still a glimmer of hope, like far and far away, because like it's wrestling, but like for 2026, I think they got him.
Yeah, I think this is it, guys. I think this is it for AJ this year. And man, look again, he's done it. If he just wants to go home and be a stay-at-home dad, and
I get it.
He deserves it. He's earned the right to do that at this point. I thought what he said to his family, having his family front row and his wife front row, I thought that was beautiful. Again, couldn't have given this guy a better send off. It was easily the best thing about Raw. Raw was not good on Monday. But the tribute was good. The tribute made it worth it. But you know, as I was telling you guys on One Nation Radio when we talked to Rich, it's just so apparent that it's a different audience that comes to these shows now. Like this is Atlanta, Georgia, and like what you know about wrestling in Atlanta and
rich history.
What AJ represents in Georgia. And I thought for that crowd didn't really give it up for AJ like they should have. And I don't even think it's the crowd's fault. I just think it's a different audience with like the price point, like the type of people that you're flying in for these shows now, the influencers and celebrities at the front row. The type of crowd that comes to the show is just different. It's a more casual wrestling fan crowd. And if you know anything about AJ, yeah, the WWE fan base knows AJ, but AJ is really the hardcore wrestling fans wrestler, bro. Like he's a wrestler's wrestler, man. And so yeah, it's just a different audience, man. And it's just that was apparent throughout the show, but I was so surprised during the tribute. I was like, this is AJ Styles, y'all. Like what's happening?
This is the crowd that they've curated, though, Phil. We've seen it. When the Netflix debut happened, like we knew what kind of where they were leading us. Like they want Drewski to be in the crowd. They want Little Yachty in the crowd. They want Offset to be a part of the show. And like, yes, that works to a certain extent to make it look like there's this big party going on. But these people only just like there was a reason that Jey Uso was a thing. There's a reason that, no disrespect at all, that Trick Williams is going crazy. It's because these people crave entrances. They crave the big moments, stuff that they can be a part of. And like they've curated that so hard that when the wrestling happens, people are like, okay, when's the next big moment? What's the next big thing? And like AJ Styles has big moments, but he's like Phil saying, a wrestler's wrestler. So his big moments are wrestling match. His big moments are things that he did in the ring. His big moments are different than what this new curated crowd is used to. And like, it's getting crazy, Phil. There's still a lot of talk around WrestleMania ticket prices and the WrestleMania week and everything surrounding that. And it's just bad, man. It's just like, people like we've talked about the pricing out thing, but it's like we're seeing it now with our eyes. Like it isn't going to happen in the future. We're living in people being priced out of these shows.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 2016, 2017 SmackDown. We're talking about 10 years ago. that WWE audience that was coming to those shows is just different.
Yeah. Not the same.
It's just different. I mean, AEW didn't exist then, and so there are more alternatives. And yeah, it just was a different audience. Even when I was talking to you guys on there, and I was saying you could look out in that crowd when they showed it on TV, and you could see like the Bullet Club shirts here and there. You can see like it's just a different range of fans that used to come to WWE shows, and it's just not a thing anymore. It's just very apparent that that's the case, and it's not like I'm trying to say that those people are not wrestling fans. They're just more casual wrestling fans in that crowd than it used to be. And I've been trying to figure that out when I watch WWE sometimes, why the crowds are more quiet during matches. And it's like sometimes the matches are hidden, and I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, why are you guys sitting on your hands? But it's just because the audience is just different. The crowd that comes to these shows is different. And you know, I think they want it that way. I think TKO has definitely I think they've missed the boat on what their fan base actually is. I think they're trying to court all of these casual and lapsed fans. They're trying to court the UFC fan base, and that's just a different kind of fan, man. And I just don't think that that's sustainable. I don't want to get into, you know, that as a long-term conversation, but I just don't think that's going to work long term. And you can see some of the effects on the shows this year and why that's not working. But yeah, just interesting to see, like I said, because this is AJ Styles in Atlanta, Georgia. And I just was really sitting there, like at one point Punk comes out there and he's like, well, don't give it up to me, give it up to AJ Styles. And they gave him like a golf clap. I'm like, we're in Georgia. Like, what's what is this?
Do you think there's something to be said about how WWE has kind of spread even their fan, like even if you're just a WWE fan, like there's a lot of options these days. There's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Evolve, LFG, like there's all these different outlets. And like now, you know, if you watch those set of shows, you know, like if you're looking for some wrestling, Raw's probably not where you're gonna find it if you're a WWE fan. Like NXT has wrestling, like Evolve has stuff. Like there's places you can, even SmackDown kind of is the has some more wrestling, but like, is it because they've just kind of spread their fans across that different shows are even curated with the same fan base? If you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think that there are a lot of new fans. There are a lot more casual fans in that audience. But I also think that Raw on Netflix is just so
such a
fascinating to watch, man, because and watching it in comparison to SmackDown makes it even more interesting, because even SmackDown, it's 3 hours. It still feels like there's more wrestling on SmackDown. SmackDown actually feels like a wrestling show. Raw feels like a show to promote wrestling. It's a show to promote going to the live shows to watch wrestling. And I don't think that always comes off well as a viewing experience. I think sometimes it's just like filler, ad, filler. Then we'll get a match. And then it's just like, I kind of just want the matches, though. And I just don't think that's what Raw as a product is for. And like I said, SmackDown is, say what you will about 3 hours. I don't want to watch 3 hours of wrestling like that anymore. But at least there's more wrestling on SmackDown.
Right. Yeah. That's the draw. It's like, well, at least it feels like a wrestling show and not like they're trying to have this party every Monday. And like, I get the vibes, but the vibes don't match though. So it's kind of crazy.
Bro. Brock and Paul Heyman came out there and they put the graphic on the screen for all of Paul's and Brock's upcoming dates for his open challenge. And I was just like, so wait, he's not going to do anything? Nobody's going to answer the challenge? We're not getting actually anything here. This is just him telling you, hey, I'm going to be at these shows coming up, guys. Buy some tickets. And that's what I mean. It just feels like a lot of Raw feels like a promotional material to get you to buy tickets or to get you to come to shows. And that in itself is not a wrong thing to do with a wrestling promotion, but I still want to see some wrestling. This is a wrestling show.
Show me the thing you're trying to sell me a little bit instead of just telling me about the thing I should buy. Like there has to be something on both sides, and Raw is just turned into something different. But like I said, they've spread it around so much that if you are just a WWE fan, you still can be satisfied in certain areas. It's just TKO and the what they're doing with UFC and Paramount now, and this crazy news that we gotten this week, Phil, of this Paramount, Netflix, all these different mergers and non-mergers and the kind of dread that exists for people in our positions, writers, people that are kind of still trying to stick to true shit. Like it's getting pretty bleak out there.
Yeah, this Paramount Netflix thing looks pretty dour. Even if you're not looking at it from the business sense and how this will affect the film industry, how this could, affect a lot of other things like CNN, the media, how this could affect like Bleacher Report and all these other things. The absolute blatant corruption behind this should be unsettling to people. Mm-hmm. And if you're not looking at it this way, you better do the research and look at this, because like this does not look good. Everything about this, like the fact that a sitting president is basically got its hands in this and what this looks like, the entities behind this trying to make sure this happens, it does not look good for corporate interests. And I think it says a lot that a lot of people are applauding Netflix for stepping out of it, because it made no sense for them to try to put themselves in debt just to try to offer a better deal than Paramount, because it's not advantageous to them. And
they're fighting against the administration. They don't want to fight against an administration.
Yeah. If you're a Netflix shareholder, yeah, you should be looking around like, yeah, this would be a good acquisition for us, but not if it means at the expense of like taking on all of this debt and doing something that we don't need to do, like buying outdated cable networks that doesn't even play into our business model.
Right. Yeah. No, what they were trying, the terms they were trying to get Netflix to meet, and it was like, well, that isn't even, they don't even need to be over there.
Yeah. If you look into it, what Paramount is actually offering, it's not even really good for Paramount. Like it's they're gonna have to take on a huge amount of debt. And when you look at like what Paramount is worth, and just like there's a lot. I read a lot about it over the last few days, and it's really crazy. A lot about it is like I said, unsettling, because there's such clear corruption here, and just where we were as a country, whatever, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and you listen to so many people talk about how they did not want big government with its fingers in business and its fingers in a lot of our way of life. And there are a lot of people that were yelling these things from the rooftops, and they're okay with this. There are a lot of people that were talking about, oh, we can't elect this person because we're going to end up in Iran. And then we got what we heard last night. This ain't a political podcast, but hey, it was a lot of people that lied about what they did not want, and they went in that fucking voting booth and they voted for somebody that is clearly sending us in a wrong direction as a country.
Well, war, you guys, like that's happening. Every time I open my phone and I'm like, let me look at this, and I was trying to look up the Sci-Hi thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot what's going on outside. How? Yeah. We're just supposed to be normal people, Philip Lindsay. There's these files, there's this war, there's all these things going on. And I sat for a second. I was like, well, let me get ready for my podcast. Like what, dude? I don't understand this.
Yeah, we're in a really scary place with politics, man. Like I said, the people that voted for this, I have nothing for you. I just don't know at what point do we actually do something about it. I think at this point, when you're trying to unilaterally attack another country without going through the proper processes to do that, there's a reason why we have checks and balances in this country. These things are important. I know this guy has been impeached before, but you got to do something at this point. This guy's out of control. Do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Republicans, do something. These are all things that you supposedly did not want to happen. Did not want us in Iran. Did not want big businesses to have effect on the way corporations are run. Did not want censorship. Supposedly did not want unchecked AI. Did not want all of these other things.
All of it.
This guy is doing these things. Do something.
Mm-hmm. Please help. We need help, you guys. Like, we're past the point of no return at this. If this is what's happening, then it's crazy.
And if you're a podcaster like me, again, not a political podcast, but we did not get on our podcast pushing an agenda, getting anybody to vote for anything. But if you got on your podcast and platformed this guy or pushed agendas to help this guy get elected, I don't want to hear this isn't who you voted for. Yes, it is. You helped this guy get elected. I don't want to hear stove is hot. Not it now. Fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that.
And it's the guys that really helped, Phil. Like the guys that swayed voters are like, "Oops, this isn't what we voted for." But you guys did this.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz are like, I'm like, this is your fault though. Like you guys were dancing with this guy, high-fiving on your podcast, and now this isn't what you voted for. This is exactly what you voted for.
Yeah, I don't want to keep going on the political stuff, but I'm just kind of just at a wit's end with a lot of stuff we've seen and heard for the past few months. Yeah, people got to do something. We got to do something. Can't keep complaining about it. I know as citizens, the right thing to do is get in the booth and vote. And buddy, let me tell you, if you do not know since November, if you have not figured it out, if you voted for this guy, you made the wrong choice.
It's a terrible, terrible, terrible existence we're living in right now. But we're not a political podcast, and we're going to get back into some of these super chats and switch the vibes, because vibes are all we have at this point. The homie Grapple Geekery says, I'm listening to y'all on a belated birthday weekend trip. I'm hitting a barcade, having an extravagant steak dinner, and watching Collision tonight. That sounds like a fire-ass belated birthday weekend trip, Grapple Geekery. The barcade is always a good time. I've seen a couple of wrestling shows. Shout out to Ugwa in the barcade. They always go hard. And Collision and steak. What's better than that?
Yeah, man. Happy belated birthday. Hope you have a good one. Sounds like a good way to celebrate your birthday. Do it up, my guy.
I think it was the big 5-0 for the homie Grapple Geekery.
Wow.
Shout out to that. Getting very close to me for that number and a 0 right behind it in a couple of weeks here, Phil. And as one of my friends that are of a certain age, like how this feeling felt transitioning from this number to that next number. You got any advice for me?
I think people that act like, oh my God, everything is over because I'm this age, or you gotta continue to live, try and have some new experiences, try to do different things. I don't know, live your life to the best of your ability. It's kind of hard to do in our crazy country,
wild.
Our world at this moment, but just try to live to your best ability.
That's what's up. It's my 30s were so transformative that it's like, I wonder what the 40s are going to be like. If I was going to be 40, I'm turning 20, actually. Scrap that from the record. Now, you guys know I'm
moving like one of these, you moving like one of these women that don't want to put your age out there. You want people to know.
Do not look me up. Would you ask a woman her age? Would you ask me my age?
Oh, man.
Half the people listening to this pod are that age. I'm turning 40, you guys. It's happening. March 11. I'm going to be watching wrestling because, again, I had planned a trip to Mexico for 2 days for my birthday. Cannot do that now, man. This is a crazy world we are existing in. You can't travel. You can't do nothing. Like, everything is something. Something's attached to it. It's just like, Phil, when will it give up?
Boy, let me tell you, despite everything that I just said about the politics and election, yes, a lot of this stuff is very bleak. Don't let this person in office stop you from living your life. Be vigilant. Do what you feel like you need to do. Stand up for what you feel is right. But also continue to live your life, people.
Yeah, go outside. Go outside. The homie Grapple Geekery also says, also hope Penelope injury isn't too serious. And the mega baddies can't win the gold. Meanwhile, leave Harley alone, weirdos. Got to drive now. Be sweet. Appreciate you, Grapple Geekery. Again, happy belated, my friend.
Appreciate you.
The other Mikey V says Andrade is trying to wrap up Wrestler of the Year in March. I was low on Suji after Jake Lee match, but with the new beginning main was fire. I'm excited for Forbidden Door season.
Yeah, listen, we all knew that wasn't Suji's fault. We all knew. But yeah, no, Andrade has been incredible. This second post WWE run, he's been on y'all head tops, buddy. He has been outside having fire matches with everybody.
I mean, I know wrestlers are great at what they do. I didn't expect them to get better, but he's gotten better. Like, I mean, you're getting older, dude. You're supposed to regress. No, this guy's getting better. What's going on? He's drinking some kind of potion out there. What a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very vindicated because I wanted my guy to be elsewhere doing what he does best, and he's getting to it.
He is elsewhere doing what he does best for sure. Appreciate you, Mikey. Leonard Aarons, our homeboy, says, damn good card last night. Not sure how more isn't being done with Athena and AEW. Disappointed there. Andrade out here moving like Wimby in these streets. G1 maybe? Owen possibility? Question marks.
Man, I would love to see Andrade in a G1. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love to see it. I was reminded again that the G1 will be here in Chicago, Illinois in July. Cannot be more excited about that. Definitely was a bucket list thing for me to be able to go to a G1. So very excited, man.
Yeah, if Andrade's in the G1, that would be some hot heat, and would love that. But dude's very busy, as you can see. He is all over the place. One of the most busiest wrestlers running in the world right now. But yeah, you know how we feel about Athena. That's always a thing. We'll definitely get into it. Some things are happening here. Leonard Aarons also says, creative Mr. Magoo giving Jay the 2025 Rumble and the subsequent year that followed it all the way to now. Bruh, Triple Stale got that dude back grabbing the tag rope faster than they can say yeet.
Bro, all of these nicknames you come up with just put the guy every week. It's just like... Yeah, the Jay stuff is so fascinating to watch, man. Still very happy that he got his moment. It got a Royal Rumble win, WrestleMania moment, but the last year of Jay Uso has just been so fascinating to watch, man.
The Stephen A, you guys, I'm being serious. Is the homie okay? That looked like some... I've seen people that act like that, and they were not okay, is all I want to say.
Everybody was laughing. We saw it when he did the scrum with Cody, and I was like, mm-hmm. And a lot of other things I've seen of him since then. I was like, oh, I've seen this before.
I was just watching. There's a clip of, I think, during maybe the AJ thing. There's something where all the wrestlers are in the ring, and he's on the outside, and he just not stop moving, and I'm like, gotcha. You know, I see it. I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope the bro's okay, man. It's crazy out there. Getting all that and like exactly what Phil and I have been talking about in that short amount of time too, Phil, of like you went from being in this tag team to being like one of the biggest superstars on this roster and like main events and all this shit. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. It just, that's why I'm like, a lot of this is just so interesting to watch, man. It just feels like from the second he got on and became main event Jay and all the stuff with Bloodline, really was kind of like the main character in that storyline in some ways. And just everything that's happened since then, it just kind of feels like one of those like montages from like a movie about like a biopic or like a rock star or something. That's what it feels like. It just feels like you could probably like throw all of this stuff together and like go through it in quick succession and put like Blinded by the Lights over it.
Remember that crazy 2025, you guys. It was everything. Sit down. Let me tell you about it. But yeah, legit. No jokes. I hope the homie's okay. Leonard also says, helping younger generations equals hoodwink and bamboozle them into drinking the Stanford Kool-Aid while they piss away their athletic prime. Leonard Aarons, of course, as always, letting you guys know how it is.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he wants to do, so I can't give my opinion on it yet. He said that, but that can mean anything. That's a very general statement, so I don't know. If he legitimately wants to help people, I think he'll find a way to do so.
I hope it isn't starting a podcast and saying how horrible the younger generation is. That would not be the best.
I don't see AJ doing that. But also wouldn't be surprised if he started a podcast or did something. I mean, I think at the very least, like, he probably might do some streaming because he was doing streaming before.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was joking, but like, I want to hear AJ Styles stories. So wherever he's going to tell them at, like, I will listen to them. Appreciate that, Leonard. Ben Sifner says, it's so sad that people feel so comfortable being horrible to a woman about a mistake, but you can't criticize American hockey players for supporting a misogynist racist.
Hey, man, you know how it goes, man.
Like, you that pressed up for a Big Mac? That's crazy. Like, you gonna do all this for a Big Mac? That's wild. All right,
I mean, again, if y'all let me go, I mean, a big part of this is people voting for that guy hates women.
Like, more than big time, like huge time, like gigantic time hates women, and like,
I don't know.
Is what it is. Appreciate that, Ben. Leonard also says, mega sports entertainment putting folks in their Hall of Fame equals shitty workplaces giving you fast food. They think it's a sign of appreciation, but it's not.
Yeah, man, we gotta listen. I think that whole thing where he had that football team come to the White House and he served them all McDonald's. Like, going to the White House is supposed to be this prestigious honor. You can get McDonald's at any point. Like, we gotta stop. We got to stop dumbing down things, and we got to stop, taking the luster off of things that are supposed to mean something. And I think we're getting too desensitized to this. Like, this is not what these things are supposed to be. Like, culture is supposed to be things. I don't know.
Dog,
I feel like I'm ranting and raving a lot on the podcast.
No, I got the McDonald's app. I shouldn't be able to order the same meal that you guys had with the president. Like, that doesn't that doesn't even make sense.
That never made sense to me. And when people were laughing at it when it happened the first time, I was like, this is embarrassing, though. Y'all don't think this is embarrassing?
Mm-hmm. You got buckets of KFC up there. I'm like, what?
Like,
hold on, what's happening, you guys? They laugh at people that order KFC, and the president is feeding it to the best athletes in the world. Like, this is a joke.
Yeah, like, can you imagine, like, us trying to say, man, we want Obama to be like us, and then he invites people to the White House and he's got a big bucket of chicken sitting there? It would not be seen the same way. He would be called ghetto and all these other things.
He got ribs and barbecue in the back. People would have thought he was crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, but this guy, he's so down to earth. He understands us. No, he don't.
He does not. He got a value pack for that. That's not understanding, dog. That's not how this works.
Bro, one of the biggest farces in American history is this man that has always been wealthy his entire life, convincing a bunch of poor people that he understands them and he's just like them. He's nothing like you. He despises you. I hate to break it to you.
Never has been like you for one day in his life. Like, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He cannot relate on any level. Zero level.
One of the biggest lies in American politics.
Yeah. And it worked. It's still working for some people. Leonard also says people watching WWE for the wrestling probably go to strip joints for conversation, paying to be disappointed. Shout out to the Hawks for Magic City Monday.
Yeah, that was yeah. Hawks are not a good team, but fantastic marketing on that one. Doing the Magic City hoodies for the Magic Hawks game the other night.
Yeah, tremendous work. Some people just get it still. Like not everybody, but some people get it. We're still having fun even though we're in turmoil. Hassan Botla says, oh, we heated today. LOL. White folks call us violent. Shake my head. It's tough out there, you guys. I wish I had a solution. I wish I had like some encouraging words. Get a hot dog today. Watch your favorite movie. Drink a Capri Sun. Smoke a joint. Like that's the only way. That's it. Will Chisholm says the fact Lash pinned Rhea clean says a lot.
Yeah, man. Look, man. Salute to Lash. I thought Lash came off looking really great coming out of Royal Rumble. I think she's come across really well in general on the main roster. I kind of had a feeling that Rhea and Io were gonna lose last night, but Lash Legend pinned Rhea Ripley clean. Wow.
Pretty unbelievable. I mean, you could probably count on two hands on people that have pinned this woman clean in her WWE career at this point. Lash is such a great example of training, sticking to it, being down there, developmental, actually developing somebody and being ready when they got to the main roster. And they've paired so many people up with Nia, but then sometimes it fucking works. And I think it worked this time, you know, Phil?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of I told you so's on Twitter of people being like, see, y'all didn't believe in Lash. Like, I think the problem a lot of times when people see criticism of anything is they don't try to understand where the criticism is coming from. They just see criticism and they're just like, no, you're wrong. The problem was never Lash. I think the issue is when we see every moment of somebody's development, sometimes we see like them at their worst and it's unflattering. Like it didn't used to be the case with everything. And because we've seen her on Level Up and on NXT, we've seen like some of the rough moments. That didn't mean that people never believed that she couldn't come out from under it. It just made her look bad in a moment and it made you wonder, why are they putting her in this position that makes her look this way so early on? Because even if she couldn't come up out from under it, you know how fans are. Fans are very harsh. And sometimes when people get this idea in your mind that somebody isn't good or they can't wrestle, it's hard to come out from under that.
Absolutely. And I think she did come out from under that. And I think that's kind of the gift and the curse of where wrestling exists at in this space is we're watching somebody's third match on a streaming service sometimes, or watching somebody's fifth match. And so it isn't even necessarily that they're bad. It's just that there aren't anything yet. Like we're seeing these people come from scratch, and like it was never like this wrestler's bad, this wrestler's this. It's just like they're early in their development. We're watching this person 6 months into their career, and this is where they landed. If you're great, if you're about it, if you stick to it, of course you're going to land at where she landed now. She's an athlete. She understands the business. She's trained to get better. Like no one's surprised that she got there. We knew she would eventually get there.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I never liked a lot of the talk around Jade as well, because we're seeing we're seeing their growing pains, like, and we're seeing them develop in real time. So it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, this person's not good, they're never going to be good. Like, I never believed that about Lash. I never believed that about Jade. It's just we've seen some rough moments, and then people will take these things and run with it. But of course, that's also just GIF culture in wrestling and how we see a lot of these GIFs of things, and then it gets thrown out of context, and people run with this shit that it's not really that big a deal. But then also you have the other side of it of people doing this and being like, haha, I told you so. And it's just like, you could just be happy for her though. Like you don't need to do that. And I saw some nasty stuff people were trying to do with the Lash thing last night, and I was just like, all right.
What if you just celebrate the wrestler? Why you always got to throw some other digs over here? Why it got to be about this other stuff? I just don't.
Boy, there were a lot of things this week. I won't get into everything I saw this week on this podcast, but I think a lot of people love being haters. And I think the thing is, we've gotten to a point as a culture where we celebrate haters. And so I think people have gotten the wrong idea here. don't get this construed. Yes, being petty is funny. You being a hater sometimes is fun. But you're still a loser at the end of the day. Let's not get this confused because a lot of hater behavior is loser behavior. Let's not get this twisted. You are a loser.
I was like, where's Phil going with this?
Because I think people have gotten confused. I'm
You
serious.
landed there. No, you got it.
I think people have gotten confused because
They
I
have.
think like a lot of what if culture, we find a lot of this stuff funny. Oh, hey man, he's just hating. Nah. Some of this hating stuff you're doing don't make you look good, bro. Once you've done it, we got you.
We got
We're
it.
clear. Once you keep doing it, yeah, you look like a loser, my guy.
You're still doing this? Are you sure? Like, you don't want to do something else? That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy out here. WWE's really excited about finding their new power couple, though. I'm seeing Phil, like Lash and Trick are they got a nice, beautiful PR couple that should represent the future of their company. You know?
Yeah, I did see very interesting how some of this has looked. But again, man, happy for Lash, happy for Trick. The Trick, I'm not shocked by some of where we're at with Trick Williams because again, me and you sat here and watched it. I was like, oh, Trick's the guy that they want to push. It's so readily apparent that that's the guy that they really wanted to push out of the Trick and Mello experiment.
Every time I see him doing some morning show or something, and he has that fur coat on with no shirt underneath, I'm like, oh, this guy, he's about to make $1 million. Like this is the, like, we've been waiting. It's so funny because when I was talking with Mark earlier, just like we waited so long for a superstar. I was like, eventually I think Oba is going to be that guy, but like what they want and what could succeed and the guy that could be main eventing and being world champion and that stuff is Trick. Because like this, it's all about vibes these days, Phil, and all the vibes are there. When this guy has an entrance, I'm blown away. I'm like, whoa, This is what's happening here. And like people fight their whole careers for that. Like they don't fight their whole careers for 5-star matches. They don't fight their whole career for adulation on the internet. They fight their whole careers to get that moment, to get a glass break, to get an if you smell, to get anything of that magnitude that kind of exceeds just them being good in ring, you know?
Yeah. The other funny thing I saw, and we'll get into this also when we get into Elimination Chamber, but I saw people going, look, it's two black men in a chamber match. It's a black woman that's women's champion. Lash is a tag team champion. Y'all got to roll back all of your Triple H tweets now. All of that Triple K stuff. I don't want to hear no more of that. Like now, I'm just like, listen, again, you can be happy about what you're getting. You could be sports entertained. You could be happy for the talent. Great. But this is again where I'm like, there is valid criticism. And you can't just allow valid criticism to be a thing without just waiting to be like, see, y'all didn't let it play out. Y'all just didn't give it enough time. No, he went a whole year and we had no black wrestlers on PLEs. And y'all didn't have no problem with that.
No
but
smoke.
Now, because it's happening and things are turning around, because we're getting the Javons, because we're getting Obas, because we're getting Tricks, it's like, no, you guys weren't patient. No, it was valid criticism at the time. I'm not trying to hear that. And if you're trying to say people just didn't want to wait, you are an idiot. Sorry, I'm being very blunt this morning, but yo, you are an idiot.
And why can't we just exist in a space of they're trying, or they heard your criticisms and they're moving forward? It has to be like, see, you didn't wait. No, it's not about wait. We're complaining on the internet every day. We're yelling at every moment, and maybe they heard the criticisms.
Bro, it's okay. And the funny thing about it, yes, Drew Turner, it's still valid criticism. That's the other funny thing about it. It's still very valid.
Exactly.
But that's why I'm like, bro, I just don't think you have to respond to every inkling of criticism with, well, just wait and see where it goes. Like, yes, you can wait and see where it goes, but you can be honest about what's happening in front of you as well. It's okay.
being honest though, Phil. People don't do that. Honesty.
I mean,
These days.
that's a different conversation we're gonna get into, and
Honest.
I've already said a lot here in this past hour and change. Yeah.
He's fired up today, you guys.
It's but it's some blatantly disingenuous people out there, and
Absolutely.
I just wish people would stop doing that, man. It's just stop, man. Like, it's okay to be like, I still like the product the way it is, and I enjoy watching it. But come on,
way
bro.
easy.
Like, it's fine.
And I've seen like WWE wrestlers themselves are starting to do that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of just watch the product. Why are you guys complaining? And it's like, that's not what the complaints are, though. It's not that we're not watching the show or people are not watching the show. It's that they want the show to be better, and like they're not rewarded by watching more of the show.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that with in response to Jay. And I saw what Jacob said, and of course, that's his family. He's gonna stand up for his family.
Of course.
I saw what Punk said, and it's just a lot of people like where the people in the audience are having fun. So why are people at home or on the internet complaining? And it's just like, yeah, two things can be true. People in the audience are having fun eating.
And are they? Because everybody keeps telling me that the crowds are not that great all the time. Like, every time I watch Raw reviews, people are like, the crowd wasn't that great. I'm like, I don't know if the crowds are having as much fun as they think they're having.
Yeah, I mean, two things can be true. Like, the audience could be having fun, but I also can still have a valid criticism of Jay as a wrestler and him stopping mid-match to do his entrance again instead of trying to win the match. Yeah, I just think two things can be true, man. It's all right.
And they're trying to be like, oh, you don't get it because you're not there live. It's like, no, that wouldn't change me wanting you to not stop the match in the middle of it to do this.
Yeah, remember that few weeks on Twitter, the internet doesn't matter, guys. Like, all these people on the internet, they don't matter. They're not buying tickets. Okay.
Okay. All right. But they're watching the shows, though. Like, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff people keep trying to tell me doesn't matter, but they keep responding to these things or using these things as metrics. Hey, man, Dave don't matter, but your own wrestlers are talking about how they want 5-star matches. But Dave don't matter. He's not important. Okay.
When I saw that Tiffany Stratton quote this week, I was like, but I thought these people didn't care about 5-star matches.
Bro.
What do you mean?
Here's how deep it is and how funny that is. WWE 2K, when you play the game, throughout the match, there's a star meter that tells you like how good your match is. It gives you a star rating at the end of the match. Where did star ratings come from?
And this has been happening in WWE games. I never even put that, like, you guys are working to do 5-star matches on the game all the time.
But Dave don't matter, right?
It doesn't matter when he says it, though. Like, I want to hear, I care about 5-star matches. Not when he says it, though. Yeah. But yeah, that Tiffany Stratton clip killed me. I was like, oh, seriously? Like, and from her generation, she shouldn't care about Dave Meltzer, but she cares about 5-star matches.
Man, listen, you can't keep telling me one thing, and I see, listen, Dave don't matter, but we're making all these jokes about him on commentary, and we're getting so upset about his awards, and okay.
Yep.
The other thing that I saw this week, we're gonna get through the rest of our super chats, and I thought this was very funny as well. This whole phenomena of people mentioning somebody that has like actual contributions in the business, that have like knowledge of the business, that have been around wrestling for decades, and they'll be like, this person's unimportant, they don't matter. But it's like, it's somebody with a Twitter following, and they'll be just like, this guy, it doesn't matter. Bro, we've lost the plot, because again, just because you have a following, just because people know who you are on that app, it don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. It be people that don't have a following, that have 15 followers talking like that. And it's just like, dog, we got to put these things in context, man, because y'all be talking crazy.
You are 100% right, because I see people that have 100 followers that are like, what does Dave Meltzer know? I have wrestlers in my DMs telling me all kind of stuff. And I'm like, get me out of here.
And that isn't even just in reference to Dave. It'll be somebody with like like 100 followers, and they'll be like, this wrestler doesn't know what he's doing because he keeps doing this and he's doing this wrong. Who are you?
Mhm. Absolutely.
Who are you to be saying that?
We've lost the plot. That's it. We're somewhere else. We are gone. Get us out of here.
It's crazy.
Yeah. The homie Hassan Botla says, Reg, black don't crack, I believe 20. I do not look like no 20-year-old person, Hassan. Come on. But I appreciate that. Orion Ben says, Reg gonna crash Flav's Vegas Olympic July in Vegas. Absolutely. Shout out to Flavor Flav for continuously being who he is and doing these things for the Olympics specifically and trying to change the perception of things that are presented. Just a really good dude.
What a guy, man. Just seeing him still out and about, healthy, living life. It's so dope to see, man. You talking about a guy that's lived a life, that's had experiences. Like, bro, this guy has been all over the world. Like, he's been, man. I still think about WrestleMania weekend, us popping big for him on stage with Flo Rida. I'm like, bro, what is Flavor Flav being here? This is like the highlight of my weekend.
I don't think people understand because they watch Flavor of Love, they watch the shenanigans, they think of the big clock and the outfits. This guy was in Public Enemy, you guys.
Legend, bro.
Music was defined. Hip hop, the type of hip hop that I like and make and all that, was because of what this guy was doing. And like, do people make a joke and bits? Even the Olympic stuff, like hip hop exists as a certain way because of his contributions and the group that he was on and all of this stuff. And like, I think that's lost in time. So yeah, when we saw him last year, we was going crazy because we know who this guy is and what he represents.
Absolute legend. That was not on my checklist going into Las Vegas last year, seeing Flavor Flav performing live. But yeah, what a moment.
And again, don't forget, you guys, Flo Rida got them hits, brother. There was like 10, 12, 14 of them back to back. Like every time a new one would drop, it was a huger hit. I was like, nah, this is what's happening here? This is crazy.
When you said that on One Nation that Nelly might want Flo Rida, I'm like, dog, he might have a hard day at the office with Flo Rida. If we're telling the truth, dog, he might have a rough day at the office.
Big Flo out there with them hits, man. I don't know how. Depends on what the crowd is, because like this could take a turn. Appreciate that, Orion Ben. Grapple Geekery also says half a century. Luckily, I'm immature for my age, so he did turn the big 5-0. Who wants to be mature, Phil?
Nobody, apparently, when you look at the world we live in. And you got the president serving people McDonald's. Nobody want to be mature, I guess.
What is that? What does being mature get me? Fucking nothing. Appreciate that, Grapple Geekery. Devil Kazuya says Danhausen's in that box. Oba has good promo skills.
Listen, if Danhausen pops out of that box tonight, man, I just gonna feel like the entire world is just we've done it. We're in Bizarro land now.
This is it.
This is it. We've completely turned the corner. I would be shocked, but also like, where do you go from there? You put so much in the hyping this box up. If that's the reveal that Danhausen is in there, where do you go with him as a wrestler from there?
News to me. I have no idea.
Hey,
and like the process of them every week shipping this box that's going to be revealed, and like Danhausen was in there the whole time, dude.
You want me to believe there was a living person in this box this entire time? Yeah, that's very pro wrestling. And look, I'm not mad at pro wrestling zaniness if it works, because it can work. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel?
How do you feel about Dan going this yesterday with the shackles off, I'm free type social media gimmick?
He did the shackles off my feet so I can dance.
Yes.
I just want to praise him.
He sure did.
I didn't see none of that.
I think there's some cases, because people were like, well, why? Like, I think there's some cases of I'm released from a company or I'm free, where it does make sense. And I think in Danhausen's case, it makes sense.
It does. I just think some people don't want to hear it from certain people, and they don't want to hear it in regards to certain companies. If it's my favorite company, I don't want to hear that. He has every right to feel that way, though. With the amount of merch this guy was selling, the business of Danhausen as an indie wrestler, and you had this guy over there doing nothing. You extended his contract at one point, and you weren't doing anything with him.
Why they do all that? There's a couple of Danhausen moments that I would like, well, but why though?
That's I can totally understand why you feel it that way. Yeah, and bro, I like Danhausen. I think Danhausen has his place in wrestling.
Absolutely.
He clearly has a big fan base in terms of indie wrestling, because they wouldn't have signed him if he didn't. And he clearly is the guy that sells merch. There is business you can do with Danhausen. I always thought it was a mistake that they did not just at least carve out a lane for him, at least on Collision or something. ROH, you got 3 wrestling shows. You couldn't put him on one of your shows.
If I'm Danhausen, I'm kind of upset. You guys kind of stepped on my shit a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I had momentum. I was going somewhere, and you guys kind of shelved me. Like I'd have grievances if I'm Danhausen.
There's a little hypocrisy here, because I think if this guy had the same situation somewhere else, people would be rightfully saying that this company hindered him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of hypocrisy here. I just think some people don't want to say that about AEW, and there's also a crowd that just hates Danhausen.
Right.
And so, and the hate for Danhausen is so very weird. Remember that week where I was like, why can't they just put him on TV? This guy. People, why are you acting like they're Danhausen fans?
People are so mad.
I'm like, they're clearly Danhausen fans. Why are you guys like, what's going on? Like, what do you mean? Like, he clearly got fans. Put him.
When Danhausen was over, you guys, like he's not on my number 1 list. I'm not making the top 500 Danhausen matches or anything, but like, over is over sometimes, brother. I mean, like, there's a place for this guy to exist. ROH needs something, and if you needed to bring that Danhausen something to that, they could have, and they just did it. And like, I'm not like put him on TV in the main event against Swerve and Kenny Omega, but like, if there's an over guy, put the over guy out somewhere.
No, and that was what was so funny about it when I said that. Like, you could put this guy on TV, like, because I was like, you're putting a bunch of other stuff on TV that I personally don't like. You could put Danhausen on the TV, it doesn't matter. And people were like, oh, so we're just gonna act like you got to put him. I'm not saying put this guy in a world title scene or like put a belt on this guy, but give this guy, like, you can't give this guy 5 or 10 minutes of TV a week. Like, I don't think that's a crazy thing to ask for a guy that clearly is moving merch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah, the Danhausen hate is very weird. I think some of it is attached to Punk hate though, and because Danhausen is very open about being friends with Punk. He's been very open about other things, so I think some of that is attached to him. But yeah, I've never really understood the Danhausen hate. Wish the best for the guy. Hopefully he flourishes. If he continues to be an indie wrestler, hopefully that's a success for him. If he's in this box tonight, hopefully that works out for him. I want him to be able to make a living as a wrestler. Like,
that's it. Wrestlers are still always first, even if we like companies in a certain way. You bringing this up, Phil, brought up a funny thought in my brain. How did Brody King escape these allegations? Like, how did he escape because he was Punk train. He was Punk Town. Like, he was Team Punk. How did he escape from that? And because people don't put him on that side.
Yeah. Brody was walking around with that cast for a long time on his hand. The story behind that cast, if you know, you know. Yeah, I just think people like Brody. I think the difference is Brody carries himself different. There's an authenticity to Brody that people connect with. And we saw that with like the fuck ice chants and like the shirt and everything. And then also Brody's a worker, right? Like, a lot of AEW fans respect him as a wrestler. And I think a lot of people just see Danhausen as like this goofy character, and he doesn't add anything. Because that was the other thing people kept trying to say when I was like, well, you can't put Danhausen on TV for a little bit. And people were like, name me 5 good Danhausen matches. Like, I don't think that matters, bro. I'm not saying put this guy in there with your best wrestlers. I'm just saying you can't give this guy a little bit of TV every week.
Name me 5 good Danhausen matches.
Like, yo, what are we doing?
Like you just gonna have those in the tuck for this argument's sake, right here. Like, yeah, you know what? Oh, people are so funny, you guys. Ben says member for 28 months. Appreciate that, Ben. That's a long time. It is sad that I got more joy out of watching the Bulls than reading or watching the news. RIP Robert Carradine, Revenge of the Nerds movies ruled. Lizzie McGuire dad too, man. RIP to the homie, man. Sounds like there was some trauma and some things in there. So I hope his family gets some restitution.
Yeah, I believe that they put the cause of death out this week. Really sad. But the way his friends and everyone spoke very glowingly about him, that was really beautiful to see. Like the castmates from Lizzie McGuire, the way they spoke about him, how they talked about, you know, how he was basically family to him. The way his daughter spoke about him was really touching. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Condolences to his friends and family. Yeah, it's just gotta be really tough. I don't want to get into the cause of death because we don't know enough, but just really sad.
Sad times out there. Rest in peace to the homie. Appreciate that, man. The Buzz. Hey, Buzz. Have you talked to Kendrick today? Eric Busby says, happy Graps, fellas. Reg, it's been damn near a month, and they got your boy. I'm not reading the rest of this. They got your boy Hobbs doing dark matches and Oprah interviews with Stephanie. He said Oprah interviews. Well,
Nah, don't put our culture over there at WWE and stuff.
Yeah, don't do that.
Cultural icon Oprah Winfrey, Chicago legend. Don't do that.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's still early, so I don't think the worst fears have been realized, but like this is what I, was afraid of. But I mean, this is what I was saying with development, Phil, because like there's a couple of places you land. Like he got the big entrance off of being in a different company, AEW. A lot of these fans don't know AEW. These WWE fans only watch AEW. So like there's a land where we've seen that work. Cody Rhodes, he's been here before. CM Punk, he's been there before. There's some people that go from AEW to main roster where that worked. But other people like Ethan Page and Ricky Starks and Blake Monroe and all these people had to go through developmental so you can learn who these people are. And in the company's eyes, that's their well-known system. That's how they get people over. That's how they connect to wrestlers. They want to feel like they've had some development on them. So it's a gift and a curse of debuting on the roster with nothing. The company don't know you. The people don't know you. Nobody knows you. Now, how are they going to develop you? Probably going to put you on main event. They're probably going to put you in these spots. They're probably going to put you in this other stuff. So it's like, it's good that he debuted on the main roster, but it might have been better if he would have just went to NXT, learned the system, the people learn who he is, and figure it out from that way, because that's just how their system works. I don't know what's going to happen or where they're going to go from here, but it's going to be an interesting uphill battle, my friend.
Yeah, I was always worried about just the timing of when he went over there, because you're going over there smack dab in the middle of WrestleMania season.
Worst timing too. You're right.
It's just like, he got the Royal Rumble entrance, and it's just like, if they don't see you as somebody that they can immediately slot into the direction for WrestleMania, you're going to have to sit and wait for the next few months. And that's what it seems like it's happening.
That's it. He's just like came at again, great entrance, great all that. He could be able to look back on it, but like as far as being slotted and feeling like a big deal, they're into WrestleMania season. They're into those stories. They're into telling that, and coming from essentially scratch, they're not gonna immediately put him over guys again like Oba, put him over guys like that have already been here kind of cooking. So he's gonna have to carve his place. I think it's still early. It is WrestleMania season. WrestleMania doesn't have the same kind of luster it used to have, like AJ Styles has said. So, let's just wait for it to develop. But
yeah, it's still very early. And
so early.
And I just, I know people are like, oh, well, they should just, anybody from AEW, they should put them on NXT. Like, I'm seeing in the chat already, like that should be the route for AEW wrestlers. It depends on who it is.
Yeah, not every AEW wrestler.
It depends on who it is. Like some people coming from AEW don't need to be down there because quiet as it's kept, Blake don't need to be down there.
No. Like I if you were to say, show me those two wrestlers who I know, would you send Mariah May or Powerhouse Hobbs to NXT? I would have said Mariah May's main roster immediately and send Powerhouse Hobbs to NXT. That's just, it's nothing against him. I don't think he's less than or anything. I'm talking about for their system and how they want people to develop. I think the women's division is so, it's easier to kind of migrate into. And I think Mariah May was already like a ready-made for that spot. Hobbs is going to a land of what, like Phil, trying to be in the main event scenes damn near impossible at this point. And the other spots he's trying to earn into is super hard to get into that. So it's like such a bigger uphill battle.
It just depends on who it is. It's like, I think NXT has helped Ethan. He's benefited a lot from going to NXT. I kind of feel like it's harming Blake, to be honest with you.
It is.
I just don't think she needs to be down there. I think
she lost that speed match, and I was like, "What is she in a speed match? What's going on here?"
Yeah, I think it's harming Blake in some ways. I don't think it's necessarily helping Ricky at this point either. But
like
there's some people that's gone out over there and come out the other side, and it's worked out for them. But yeah.
Like for the amount of time that Jordan was down there, like that's the amount of time that Blake should have been down there. Like, it's like, get them down there, get them into familiar with what this is. But some of these people are ready. And I don't think Hobbs would have needed to go down there for 500 years and do that. But if he would have went down there, got into some shit with Ethan, got into some shit with Ricky again, and kind of established that, it might have been an easier, quicker transition. But this time we're going to have to take the slow route because they have to figure out different slots, probably going to team them up with somebody. Like, we're going to have to go through the whole hubbalub to get to where we really want to, just because, again, that's how the system rolls.
Yeah.
But he did get an interview with Stephanie, Phil, as mentioned here. Stephanie's Places.
Yeah.
Is Stephanie's Places still a thing?
Yeah, your boy Hobbs was just, well, no, I'm sorry. Stephanie's Places with the ESPN thing. I think
it
was
just
just like
the show.
Places is like a, I feel like it's like a mini series.
Okay.
And she just was the guest host for that mini series for like this time when they did it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Oh man, Stephanie. Appreciate that, Busby. Other Mikey B says, speaking of 5-star, shout out Mile High Madness. Yeah, this week, Phil, back-to-back 5-star matches on Dynamite. I saw one in Sacramento with Swerve and Kenny Omega, and then they did it again in a different, even kind of crazier style with this unexpected, what people were calling on the watch along, a mini or Anarchy in the Arena Junior for what we saw here on Wednesday.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was basically like an Anarchy in Arena match. Yeah, basically them doing like this big, crazy PWG style multi-man match.
Wow.
A lot of fun. Just continue to say, Myron Reed, guys. My God. That guy is incredible. To have all of this stuff going on in that match, and he immediately stood out in everything he did. Also, Jack Perry, listen, I said it when we talked a few days ago. I don't ever need to see this guy doing rest holds again. I don't ever need to see this guy at the heel again. We don't ever need to see that goat mask. Enough. This guy is a baby face. He's been fantastic since he's been back. This guy is infinitely better as a baby face. I don't care what nobody says. We don't ever need to talk about that time again.
Whatever that term that they always say when I watch wrestling from the late 80s, early 80s, from the 80s, where they're like, this guy's a white meat baby face. The definition of fucking white meat baby face has been Jack Perry. In this match, I don't know what this kid was on. I don't know what purpose he played, but to be in a match with 9 other dudes and to shine harder than Dez is going ham. Dez and Zach are going ham. The Bucks are in here. FTR is doing their thing. And still at the end of the match, I was like, but Jack Perry was going crazy. I don't know what he was doing. This guy, when he locks into that baby face mode, gets the crowd behind him. He starts going 1,000 miles per hour. I'm like, no, things have changed. Jack Perry could be world champion, and it's going to hit. I'm talking about like work well. Like this guy can extend to a different higher level when he locks into this mode. I'm talking about classic territories on his back, babyface type vibes, and that's what Jack Perry was giving up in this match. Absolutely insane. Toa throwing him over that barricade. I thought he was dead off of that, but then he took like 2 more table bumps off of that. I was like, this guy Jack Perry is insane. Ricochet, we talk all the time on this pod. Bumping and selling, like when it's about placement, when it's about understanding where you need to be, how you need to bump, where you need to land, how long you need to sell, Ricochet gets all of that shit. He just understands what it is to be a great pro wrestler on offense and on defense. Like this was just a match for me. I didn't know there was going to be so many tables. Cash going head first to the outside, just like it was too much good stuff, honestly. And I love the energy. When I watch Dynamite feel, that's how I want to end the show. I want to feel like, damn, what the fuck was that? That was carnage. That was chaos. That was awesome. That was an alternative to what I could see on a WWE show.
Yeah. Very, very fun match. Great way to close Dynamite. AEW has been rocking for the first 2 months of this year. Mm-hmm. Off to a very, very good start. The Swerve stuff was very good. The Swerve promo we got. Nana as a heel manager again was missed. Woo! He was tremendous in that segment. Yeah, we're off to the races. Seems like we're heading towards Swerve Brody. That's a really good matchup. We're doing that in LA as well. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Birdman hand rub. That Brody and Mark Davis match was fire. Shout out to Mark Davis, who has been, since we thought we were going to see him in a tag team. Shout out to the homie Jake Something. I hope he's in recovery, doing well in recovery. Mark Davis has been fired. The match with Mox was fire. This match with Brody King was like, oh yeah, these guys are trying to destroy each other. They're throwing everything, their bodies, they're using their weight on each other. Like this is that fire stuff. Brody has been locked into something. They announced Brody and Swerve potentially. I don't know if they've officially announced a match, but we know where we're going. And then Andrade and Bandito, Phil, like
Andrade and Bandito, that's gonna be
what?
That's one of the few matches where I was just like, I'm not going, but that's one of those worth booking a flight to LA to see it in person. I'm not quite there yet, but I did think about it.
That has like I saw when they announced it, Denise's eyes lit up. She was on the fence. She was like, I might go, I might stream from home. But when they said that match, like I knew immediately she was going to be there. And that's how so many people have been. We talked about Andrade earlier on this pod. He's on I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's doing it. And Bandito was a lot of people's wrestler of the year last year. And if they're about to square off in LA where we love that shit, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Ben also says, do you guys think it will, if we see Danhausen tonight, that we will see him more than a dozen times on TV before we see that guy who was in the Royal Rumble? I think he's talking about Powerhouse Hobbs also. You guys, that's my friend.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. Going from having him in the box, I just don't know where you go from there. This could end up working out really well for him, or it could be like one of those things where it's just like this was the high point and it just goes down from there. So I don't know.
What is I guess the bigger conversation is what's Danhausen's ceiling, and who the fuck knows that? I don't know at all who that is. So I think, see, there's a difference, because we were talking the other day about wrestlers being able to be beat and who could be pinned at a certain point, and like Hobbs, they don't want to put Hobbs or like Oba too often on TV because they don't want to beat these guys. And like Danhausen doesn't exist in that space. So if he's put on, he could be on TV every week because he could be getting beat. He could be in compromising positions. And then like a guy like Hobbs can't, in order to really optimize who he is, you can't be doing that on his side. So
yeah.
I appreciate that, Ben. Bushin Ryu Cat says, Last night's New Beginning in New Japan was great, especially LP versus Takeshita. He's come in for all the belts: New Japan TV belt, AEW belt, DDT belt, Mama's Whipping belt, Regis Pants belt. Hide your belts, people. Yeah, no, Takeshita is, I was going to say quietly, but it's not quiet. He's very loud about it, trying to, again, be the wrestler of the year.
Yeah, we did get New Japan, New Beginning in the U.S., Trenton, New Jersey, Cure Insurance Arena. Very, very good show. So far for me, my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I know it's just February, but very much enjoyed the show. Very fun show. Opened up with David Finlay versus Fred Rosser. This is really, looks like it's Finlay's last hurrah. And it makes sense because he's been such a fixture with New Japan Strong. So we got the last match in Japan. It seemed fitting that we were going to get a match here in the U.S. because he's been such a big part of building up New Japan Strong and New Japan's footprint in the U.S. So I was glad we got to see him. Fred Rosser has been another big part of the New Japan Strong show. So this made a ton of sense as an opening match. Fred Rosser went out there and wrestled like the rent was due. Finlay has been just a massive, massive improvement from where we saw him a few years ago. I thought that came across really well here. I was surprised Finlay won because I thought, this is probably the last time we'll see him in a New Japan ring. I thought Fred would pick up the win here. But Finlay beat him. Finlay hit him with the overkill at the end of this match and beat him. And then he walked up to the ramp. Well, sorry, before that, he got on the microphone. He looked like he was going to cut like a farewell promo, and then he just threw the mic down, walked away. Got a great reaction for that. Got to the top of the ramp, and it was him and the Knockout Brothers saluting to the crowd, and he walked away. I'm still not sure what that means. I don't know. We still don't know exactly where Finlay's going to end up. There's been reports that WWE has some interest. There's been reports that AEW could be interest. I don't know. Best of luck to wherever he goes. But I thought he looked great here. I thought this was a smart way to open the show.
I mean, he has a brother that works for WWE. Like he has a couple pathways, and I think with what he's done in New Japan and what he's established, that means he automatically has a place in AEW. So it's like, I don't know what's going on, but they need to get it figured out because I think he's starting to lock into exactly who he is as a wrestler, and now is the time. Fred Rosser is one of those, anytime he is seen in front of camera, he's trying to show you that he should be in front of the camera more. So good on him.
Yeah, I believe they've got a faction in NXT called Birthright now. If anybody could lead a faction called Birthright, it seems like David Finlay.
It's just so funny that that's a team that exists and none of them have their Birthright names as a name. You got to guess who their dad is every time, but okay.
That is funny. Next up, we had really the match that I was looking for, the match that I figured was going to be the sleeper match on this card. Boltin Oleg versus Tomohiro Ishii. If you have been watching the New Japan Strong matches, you know that Ishii does not disappoint in the U.S. This guy is a machine. He comes out here, gives you the best he can. This guy's coming off of an injury scare from, I think that was Collision, right?
No, it was the Dynamite in Sacramento, the tag match that they had.
So that was about a week ago. And he's right back out there having a match with Boltin Oleg like none of that happened. And this was Oleg's big debut in the U.S. For the Strong open weight belt. This match was fantastic, guys. Really one of my favorite matches on this card. Boltin Oleg was throwing this guy around like he was a small child. He does like the Boltin shake that he does where he does this feat of strength where he lifts somebody up and then like it's just like, this is Tomohiro Ishii. This is not a small guy you're doing it with, though. But yeah, he looks fantastic. Very hard, stiff strikes that you would expect out of an Ishii match. Big lariats. Man, Oleg feels like a can't miss star right now. Like he's gonna get there. He's eventually gonna be a big attraction for this company, man. So really giving him the spot on this card, putting him in front of the U.S. crowd made a lot of sense. Oleg hit the verdict at the end of this match, and then the kamikaze to pick up the win. The verdict still pops me all the time because New Japan doesn't call it the F5. They call it the verdict because that's what Brock was calling it when he was in New Japan because, of course, his litigation was WWE at the time.
Couldn't call it the F5 because WWE would be mad. But yeah, Bo No Leg, an incredible performance. I think American fans can understand. That's how you know when a guy is good. Is like he's been cooking in Japan, but when he comes over to America, they already understand because he has the presence, he has the timing, he understands how to present a New Japan match in a very exciting way.
Yeah, Oleg definitely won this crowd over by the end. I was laughing. Friend of the show, Lyric, tweeted, "Get this guy on a plane and get him out of this country immediately. Do not let anybody call him.
Don't look at him.
Don't look at him. Don't let anybody show interest because I could see it right away. They would love to have this guy over in WWE. Like I mean, a big guy like him that could work like that, bro."
But don't let him cook over here in New Japan, you losers.
Up next, we had for the AEW National Championship, first time matchup, Ricochet versus Taiji Ishimori. These guys went out there and cooked all the flippy stuff that you would want to see. Stark opposite of the match we had before it. None of this hard hitting, grappling stuff, big flippy stuff. There was some limb manipulation here in this match, but it was mostly what you'd expect from these two guys. I do think it's interesting that they hadn't had a matchup at this point because they've been in a lot of the same places. Dragon Gate, of course, like the run that Ricochet had as a junior heavyweight in New Japan. And so it is interesting that they never had this matchup before, and I thought it delivered for a first-time matchup. Ishimori is so underrated, man. I didn't expect Ishimori to win here, but I knew with this matchup we were going to get a highlight out of it. And Ricochet is just like, man, the fact that he can go out there and, like you said earlier, he can go out there and bump and sell the way he does and still does like this like otherworldly uber athletic stuff at the same time. He's still treating all this stuff like he's on a legacy run. Like, yeah, I can still do this. I can talk now and I can do this heel character. But don't get this confused. I'm still going to go out here and hit you with these shooting star presses and these 450s off the rope and make it look effortless.
It doesn't, like, he just does it so quickly. Like, wrestlers, when they do flips and things that of his caliber, they like slowly ease up to it. They got to set up, get their feet ready. He's just like, I'm about to do it and it's done. Like, it's all so effortlessly and quickly for him. He's so good. Like I was saying, like, I still think he needs to be main event status. Like, they need to, I think they're not doing enough with him still, which is crazy.
Yeah. I think he should be in a world title picture personally. But yeah, this match was very good. Ricochet ended up hitting the vertical drop on Ishimori, then hitting him with the spirit gun for the win. Very good match. We got recent AEW signees, Alec Price and Jordan Oliver, in their kind of New Japan Strong debut here against El Desperado and Kushida. I guess it's not New Japan Strong anymore, even though they still had New Japan Strong on the mat. But yeah, against kind of a Frankenstein team of El Desperado and Kushida. But this was really kind of a way to showcase Price and Oliver. And I thought it worked very well in that way. It was a strong tag match, and it did what it needed to do. Like I said, as somebody that has kind of limited exposure to Price and Oliver, I thought they came across really, really well here. They did end up losing to Despy and Kushida, but they didn't come away looking like losers. They came away looking like guys we want to see more of.
That's perfect, because a lot of people, when they announced this, felt like this is the position they needed to be in. I think we got some big New Japan events coming that they could be a part of, potentially like in Japan. So seeing them have a good showing here was great.
Yeah, definitely made me want to see these guys eventually challenge for the junior tag titles or
Mhm.
in the mix for the strong open weight tag belts, which I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's the word on those. Where are they?
Figure it
I'm,
out.
I'm I'm still confused about like the branding of New Japan Strong and what we're gonna do with
Mhm.
that moving forward. Um, yeah, we'll see. I
I
guess.
think,
Hopefully,
I think they figured out that it's strong. It's stronger, no pun intended, to just call it New Japan because I think people are a little bit turned off in America to be like, "What's New Japan Strong?" If you just say this is New Japan, then it just changes something.
yeah. I'm sure we'll get some kind of announcement on that soon.
Mhm.
We got probably what got the biggest reaction on this card. Not much of a surprise when you consider Takeshita is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. But Takeshita LP, that graphic popped up on the screen, and it got the loudest pop. Takeshita coming out got the best reaction, I think, on this show. We know how him and El Fantasmo give it up when these guys have wrestled before. They've given us some fantastic matches. I believe they have a Maple Leaf Pro match from like a year ago that was great. They have some matches in Japan that were fantastic. And I thought this match was very good as well. They have good chemistry. There were parts of this match that felt like the pace was a little bit off. It felt like they were trying to save just enough to get us to what we believe was going to be the time limit draw. But the back and forth here, I really enjoyed. Takeshita is just amazing. LP came out with his Bret Hart inspired gear, and he did all of his big moves that he does. He looked great. He nearly won towards the end with the CR2 rather, and we got a time limit draw. Now, LP and Takeshita have had time limit draws before. Takeshita's coming off of a time limit draw at Grand Slam Australia with Moxley. The crowd was not happy. They were booing the second the bell rang. And so El Fantasmo gets on the mic right afterwards and was like, New Jersey, you don't want a time limit draw, do you? I don't want a time limit draw. I just had a time limit draw with this guy and it sucked. He just had a time limit draw with Mox, and that sucked too. Give us 5 more minutes. The 5 minutes that we got at the end of this match, sudden death, made this match all more worth it. Because the match itself was good, but it took off to another level when we got into sudden death. Fast paced, a lot of pending predicaments. Ended up being LP's undoing, unfortunately, because Konosuke Takeshita did end up hitting with the Raging Fire. He is the New Japan World Television Champion. Quite a few accolades this guy has racked up with this company so far. G1 winner, IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Because of the lineage of the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, technically is a IWGP Intercontinental Champion. And now Television World Champion. He's been on quite a run with New Japan. And it's, like I said, this match was fantastic. This match also affirmed for me, we got to get to it and officially make this guy a babyface at this point. I know we're still doing the Don Callis family stuff. He came out for this match with Rocky and Romero. Rocky is clearly still doing the heel stuff. These crowds want to cheer this guy. People love this guy. You got to get to it and make this guy a babyface. I know we're still dragging out the Takeshita Okada stuff and the split with him and Don Callis, but you can't keep holding on. This guy is a babyface at this point. You got to just make it official.
Yeah, it seems like at least 8 months, every show that I've been to that Takeshita is a part of, like, this all babyface. No booing, nobody, like, the people have bought in. They want this guy to be the future of every company he's a part of. Like, they really believe this, and that's him getting this victory today got hella people excited, or last night got hella people excited. Yeah. A lot of people are bought in on his New Japan run, and it feels like the brass in New Japan is pretty bought in because, like you saying, Phil, they're giving him a lot of accolades to start this off, to really establish who he is. And he's kind of seen as an outsider. He's really changing the perception of who he is with every victory. I saw LP live at the GCW show, and he wrestled KJ Orso, and seeing him that up close and personal, this guy, he's tremendous. He's awesome. Like he wrestles kind of like an effortless style too that I didn't really notice because you can't see it that up close. But when you see it, like he really understands it. I need to see this match too.
Yeah, the thing that went against El Fantasmo in this match is just how over Takeshita is, because
He's so
there were
over.
several points where El Fantasmo was trying to do like a Tanahashi air guitar and trying to get the crowd into it and trying to get the crowd to clap along with him, but they're not doing it because they are not buying into the dynamic of LP as a face against Takeshita, because they want to cheer Takeshita. And so it just wasn't working the way he wanted. And I don't think it's because he's doing anything wrong or because he's not a good baby face. Takeshita is just a different kind of over at the moment.
Super over.
And when we do make it official, it's going to be even more so. But yeah, really like this match. I was kind of surprised at the fact that this got the loudest reaction on this show. But again, it just tells you where Takeshita is currently. Got the Knockout Brothers and really their New Japan debut in the U.S. against the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Toa Liona. This was a fun match as well. Really enjoyed this for what it was. It kind of went a little bit longer than I expected, but I definitely think it did what it needed to do. Commentary put over multiple times that this is a different Gates of Agony that we've seen. You know, they're showing a lot more hunger. They're meaner now because of, you know, the heel turn and putting them with Ricochet. And I thought that they were a good opponent for the Knockout Brothers. Knockout Brothers have really been the revelation this company needs as a tag team. Yota Ice has been a breakout star for New Japan. He's been a real big success story for them. But so much so, I think Oscar is kind of overrated. I think for what he does as a big man wrestler and the way he compliments Yota Ice, I think that goes understated a lot.
Yeah, no, they're kind of bringing back the tag team wrestling aspect in New Japan, because a lot of people are kind of soured on it, and I think their last couple of months or so has really revitalized it, and that's why it's good to see Gates of Agony in a spot like this, because those are the tag teams they need to be working with. Those are the positions they need to be in, and I think Knockout Brothers are a tag team that Americans would really get behind, so seeing them here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But like enjoyed this. Enjoyed seeing Gates of Agony in this spot. I want to see the Gates of Agony in more tag matches with AEW.
Yes.
So it's really good to see them here. I wouldn't be mad if they also returned to Japan and took part in the tag league again. But yeah, I just really love what the Knockout Brothers have done for this tag division. They continue to excel every time you put them on there on shows. I still say at New Beginning in Japan, they had the best match on that card with Shota and Umura. Like this wasn't the best match on this card, but I think that there was some pretty stiff competition in the last two matches of the night, because the two main events delivered. Speaking of which, semi-main event. IWGP Women's Champion Shuri defended her belt against Athena. This matchup straight away, when I saw this was announced, I was like, oh, I definitely will be seated for this show. This match alone is enough to get me to buy this pay-per-view. If I was in the area, this would have been enough to get me to buy a ticket. And it did not disappoint. I thought that this was fantastic. Shuri came out, felt like a big star coming out. Athena is going up against somebody where she doesn't feel like the final boss. And that's kind of a big difference from the way that she's been presented in Ring of Honor, where everybody is trying to get past her. She's this big obstacle. Shuri's coming off a massive win over Saya Kamitani at the Tokyo Dome. So this is just a completely different circumstance for her. And you saw that throughout the match. I think the sense of urgency earlier in the match for Athena. You could see it come through. And once they got down to it and Shuri started grounding her, really working the arm, you could see it. It was like, wait, Athena's in danger here. Like, this is so different than we've seen her in the last few title defenses with Ring of Honor. I know Persephone put her through the paces, but totally different here. Shuri was getting to it. She put her in this hammerlock at one point on the ropes and did like hammerlock suplex down to the mat. Continued to hold on to that arm and continued to target that arm. She does that double arm bar thing she does that looks really painful. She did that at one point. It seemed like she had an answer every time Athena tried to either use the ropes or to try to get on the turnbuckle to go for the O-face. She had an answer for it every time. Shuri did end up picking up the win here. She did the Shuri World as a finisher here before Athena could get the O-face in. Really excellent match. Yeah, this could have easily been the main event of the show. And like I said, it absolutely delivered.
Yeah, this is the match I think that people were going to the show for when they announced it. I saw a lot of people on the timeline buying tickets off of the backs of this. Somebody mentioned earlier, we just need to see more of Athena, and it sounds like this is why. This is exactly what she could present on your weekly show, Phil. It's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, Athena is everything she says she is. Athena is one of the best wrestlers in the world currently. She is just amazing. And when you see her in there with dance partners of this caliber like Shuri, it's just even more apparent just how good she is.
Right.
It just makes you want to see her go on things like a New Japan. A run in Japan. We've seen her in Stardom a little bit, but it just makes you want to see her do more in Japan. It makes you want to see her on TV more because it's like, do you guys really understand what you have in this woman? She's so good. Yeah, but very good match. Afterwards, we got a tease for a second match. It seems like Shuri picked up the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship to hand it to Athena. Very much seems like they're teasing that we will get a Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match down the line between these two. And I do feel like after this match, there is a lot more they could do. Very much looking forward to the second match if we get one. We got a video package afterwards to tease Shuri's big match coming up for Pro Wrestling Eve's Wrestling Queendom. That's going to be Alex Windsor versus Shuri. This will be the rematch for them. So far, so good. This Wrestle Queendom match looks really, really strong. Ospreay has been big in promoting it. He's had his hands in this. So far, so good. Looks like a show that I'm going to check out. I don't remember the date for Pro Wrestling Eve's show, but
when I say like March 8th, I could be making that up.
Yeah. But it does look like a very strong show. Sorry, I don't have the date in front of me for that Wrestle Queendom show.
The lineup looks sick, though.
It does look sick. Oh, okay, yeah. March 6th and March 8th. Somebody's telling us in the chat. Well, Pro Wrestling Eve is telling us in the chat.
Yes. March 8th. March 6th and March 8th.
So, yeah, definitely look out for that. That looks like a very strong show. Then the main event, we had Yota Suji taking on Andrade El Idolo for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that Jake League match. I know it was brought up earlier. We don't have to talk about that again. I hate that people tried to tarnish my guy Suji's name coming out of that match.
They were talking bad about him.
Came out there for this match, all the aura, had his sunglasses on, his red leather trench coat. He looked tremendous. He looked every bit the guy. He had his IWGP Global belt under his coat, around his waist, had the V4 over his shoulder. Yeah, Suji's out of here at this moment, man. He's
absolutely.
He's out of here. Like I said earlier, Andrade has been on a run of a lifetime. So glad that this guy is back doing what he does best. And man, this match was really, really good. These two guys, their styles worked really well together, really smooth. The one-upsmanship early in the match. Suji kept trying to initiate these strike exchanges with Andrade because, again, I think we get the wrong idea about this guy. We think of him as Sombra. He could do all the flippy stuff, but this guy also hits very, very hard.
Super.
So Suji kept hitting him with these open palm strikes across the chest. He started these strike exchanges, and every time Andrade would come back and hit him with everything he had. And he did it the first time, completely knocked Suji down, and got the momentum from there. And for some reason, Suji was like, I'm going to try this again. Cleared his chest out, moved his hair to the side, hit him, and Andrade walked around for a bit, dusted his shoulder off, came back, and basically put this guy to the fact that he fell to his knees after this palm strike. I'm like, yeah, stop playing with El Idolo. It ain't just a flippy dude. Like, he's about that life. Stop it, bro.
Yeah, no, he got some heavy ass hands. I saw the during the Amazing Red matches that, oh no, it's not just about what we think it is. Like, he could strike with the heavyweights. Like, he's trying to be a heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Yeah, those strike exchanges. Oof. I was just like, okay, we can stop now. It's okay. But yeah, really, really fluid wrestling throughout this match. Like I said, Andrade is just amazing. Some of his transitions and some of his counters in this match were just incredible. The attempt to use the Gene Blaster out of the Guerrero special that Suji has been doing, he set that up at one point in this match. He's waiting in the corner to hit the Gene Blaster. Andrade counters him before he can come out with a spear of his own. That was great. Suji's been doing this great thing for the last few matches where he hits kind of a sudden Gene Blaster. He doesn't go all the way in the corner to do it. He just kind of hits it suddenly in the middle of the ring. He used that on Andrade, then goes to set up the second Gene Blaster, hits him with it. Andrade kicks out after two Gene Blasters. Really good near fall. And then, because Suji is trying to make this point that he is the face of this company, he is Shinny Home Pro Wrestling. He used the Boston Crab again. That's what he used at Wrestle Kingdom to beat Suji. That's what he used to beat Gabe Kidd. Use that again here to end this match. Suji is still your IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion after, like I said, an excellent main event to cap off a great show. And then he did what we've seen Okada do a lot in like the U.S. shows when he used to come over in main event. And in that moment, I was like, yeah, Suji's the guy. When he was just like basically giving his introduction, like, I am Yota Tsuji. I am the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He felt like a proper face of this company. He feels like the guy that they need at the helm right now. If you needed any more of a vote of confidence after Wrestle Kingdom and, you know, the detour that we took at New Beginning, this show really showed that this is the guy. He made a point of saying, yeah, I'll go over there and defend the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, but I want to let you guys know what is special about New Japan and the company I represent. So no, I'm not coming to America to defend the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You got to come to Japan. You got to show that you are dedicated to what we do in this company for you to get that honor. And everything about that, I love it. I love that we're getting more of a contentious relationship with the New Japan wrestlers and the US and the US wrestlers. It's just like, no, you're not just going to come over here and think you're going to get a shot at this belt. You're not going to just be an AEW wrestler that comes in and gets to win this belt and then don't do any of the tours and go away. No. I am here. I represent this company. If you want a shot at this championship, you need to be on my level. Can't do anything but respect that.
Yeah, no, the way he's moving, the way he's carrying the flag as the champion is exactly what they need in this kind of transitional period that they're currently going through. And especially if they're going to be back for more American shows, like you said, the G1's going to be here. Like, this is the guy that you need leading the way. And he's showing that no, they picked me for a reason.
Yes. Really, really great show. Like I said, so far, so good. This was my favorite pay-per-view of the year so far. I'm sure it'll change. We're very early in the year, but so far this was really, really great show.
Yeah, no, that's dope, especially considering, like you said, the New Japan in America is kind of in the air, how they're going to transition forward. Strong is kind of this, but like, again, they came and did it with the hot main event on top, and Andrade's all over the place. He's helping in all these things. But I think on top of that, it felt like if you were to go to New Japan, these are the stars that you would see. And that sometimes played into why the New Japan Strong shows didn't work, because they were trying to work and convert some American people and people from these different regions. But people just want to see the real New Japan stars. And this is what the show was last night.
Yeah. Very much worth a rewatch if you did not get a chance to watch it on Friday night. Two of the guys from this show will be wrestling tonight on Collision, I believe. Andrade will be wrestling Tomohiro Ishii. Looking forward to that. Busy night of wrestling, but strong matchup to put on Collision.
Absolutely. That should definitely be some heat. They got a bunch of stuff on there. We got a show we're going to talk about here soon. It's always a very strong night. I think GCW has show. All kind of people have a show. But yeah, let's get into a few super chats and some other things, and we'll move forward. Leonard Aarons also says Vince had the golden egg. Creative Mr. Magoo has the mystery crate with no holes in it, because we can't give away what's person inside of it. At least we know no good creative is in it.
It kind of feels like that Michael Jordan quote where he was talking to Luke Longley when he came in, like, "What you got in that box? You better have a jump shot in that box. What you got in this box, man? It better be something good."
I don't think there's a jump shot in that box, Phil. I don't think there's a jump shot in that box.
In that box either.
But you never know. Appreciate that, Hundred. Grapple Geekery says WCW legend RoboCop is in the box. Clearly, yeah, RoboCop is in there. Sting is going to come save him. So could be what it is.
Yes.
We're talking about a box. It's crazy. What's in the box? Ben also says Darby was close to Punk. He has no desire to follow Punk into WWE. And I assume Brody was the same. I still don't like the extending of contracts.
Yeah, I just think Darby's different as well. I think a lot of fans have a respect for Darby that they don't seemingly have for Danhausen, just because of his style of wrestling and a lot of other things. That interview thing this week was really funny. I saw a lot of people trying to say, well, it's staged. And it's like, I don't care. It still was really funny.
Right. Good bit, regardless of if it's staged or not. Like, what? Like, just because it could happen and Darby would, like, that would be a thing, And I've seen drivers freak out like that for real. So who knows? Then Bushin also says, after Wrestle Kingdom, does Mercedes Moné return?
I have to assume she's going to be back by at least the next pay-per-view. I think she could be back by Dynasty, if I guessed.
I would think so. It feels like she's starting to announce March things, and she's starting to load the calendar up. I think, yeah, we're pretty close to getting the return of the homegirl. And she's missed. The TV
Very
shows
much so.
it.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I think she'll be back by Dynasty. Definitely probably will be back by Double or Nothing.
At least, at minimum. That's all of our super chats. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys. We got some Humper chats here. Got our guy, Humper chat regular, Tony P. He says, so starting off with our Petty of the Week winner, the Harris family. 50 went in on Tiny, and everyone went drumline going one voice, one sound on 50. The only thing saving 50 somewhat is the diehard stands that still hold on to certain things that he has done in the past. This is a hot take, guys. I think 50 Cent is overrated. I've always did.
Whoa.
I think he's great. I think he had like one of the greatest runs we've ever seen in hip hop history. Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic album, but it's been a steady decline since then. I think album wise, like he's of course still had hits since then, but in terms of like albums since then, he's never hit the heights of Get Rich or Die Trying again. And I think he's held to a certain regard because of New York bias and a lot of things, but I've always thought he was overrated. And it was to the point that people were telling me this week, oh, well, T.I. has no place in the verses. T.I. has a better discography than him. I would debate that with anybody. I think he has a better discography than him. And I just think people give 50 a pass for a lot of things they wouldn't give other people. Like if anybody else was taking this kind of smoke and the amount of people that's come for him before, Fat Joe and a bunch of other people, and this guy has gotten away with not having to respond, he wouldn't. A lot of other people would not get away with this.
He gets to meme himself out of it. He gets to do this. He doesn't have to. He exists on this side. It's crazy. I want to know if I'd go all the way and say he's overrated, but I understand. I think the New York bias stands out pretty strong. But I think like coming down, if we're talking about rap, I can name 10 New York rappers. If we're just talking about New York, I can name 10 New York rappers that I like more than him. Like
absolutely,
and not be like searching, like confidently feel like that they're better than him, you know?
Absolutely. But yeah, and I just think a lot of things that we've allowed him as a culture to get away with, other people wouldn't. And I think even just look at the last 2 years and look how he confidently backed Drake, and people don't hold him to task for that. People are just like, it's okay. He's continued to meme and do all the rest of this stuff and bully people. The way he talks about women is kind of crazy, and people just give him a pass for it because it's 50. And
he was talking nasty about Meg a lot of the time. Like, this guy kind of stinks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like some of this was coming a long time. King, as we've seen multiple times, to his detriment, is a kid that don't care, that is on the internet, and that's the
King's
worst
out of his fucking mind, brother.
That's the worst thing you could put up against somebody like 50, because 50 keeps playing like the internet games with all of these old heads that don't have the time to be on the internet. King got time, and he don't care.
King got a lot of time. That video of him smoking, and then he has 50's mom on the shirt, and he's letting her smoke. I'm like, this kid is out of his mind, you guys. He don't care about nothing.
That clip of him in the car, and he's like, how are you talking about my mom and your mom is dead? Go dig her up. I'm like, we gotta relax.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw that, and I was like, okay. I was like, I think I gotta turn this off. This is we have crossed into something else. This kid is crazy. He's nuts. This kid's nuts.
But at the same time, this is the thing. This is why I keep saying with 50 as well, because he keeps getting passes. Don't play with people's loved ones. Don't play with people's wives and their mother, because people will go to hell over that. You just don't do that. I feel like there's code to that. You don't talk about people's wives. And we've seen how this has ended poorly. That's why I was saying what I said with Will Smith, because I'm like, nah, people, I don't care what the situation is. You don't just talk about somebody's wife.
My mom,
not if I'm standing here.
My mom sent me the King clip and said, "This is how you better be if somebody talked about me." Like this is like the game. Like, no, she was hyped on that. She said, "He riding hard for his mom. You better ride hard for me." This like that. I'm like, no, I hear you. Yo. Like that. Some black mothers like. You see Tiny in that video where they're at the restaurant. She just like, yep, like, yep, this is what's going on. Like, you was talking all that shit. Let me clink with my husband. Let me sit with my kids. Like, some black moms, dude, this is what it evokes. And that's why when they keep beating his ass, I'm like, no, I get it, dog. Like, you crossed the line, dog. Like, you talk about my mama, we don't play that shit. That's it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was kind of the funny thing, like I said, with the Will Smith thing, and that happened. And I was like, bro, I've been in rooms where it's come to blows. You don't just talk about somebody's wife. You don't just talk about somebody's mom. Like, you just don't do that. So I think King went kind of crazy on some of this stuff, but also that's the energy you getting when you do that. You just don't.
Like I wouldn't do that because that's crazy. But King, no, I mean I'm not King. This is a different person.
Yeah. I will say this has been a great moment for T.I. and what this has made him look like as a family man. Like being able to be like, yeah, I got to do all of these great things and have this great career and make a better life for my mother and make a better life for my family. That's a W for him. And he was looking kind of crazy in the light at one point because he was out here with the dreads trying to do the comedy stuff, and it didn't look good. He went and cut them dreads off, and the record he put out is fire. The Pharrell record he put out, I was like, wait a minute, he's back.
Somebody was like, we need to get with T.I.'s barber because he changed everything for us. Like, I think so, because as soon as them dreads was gone, everything changed. Now, when I watched the trailer for that stand-up comedy special, I sat there and looked at my ceiling for like 10 minutes, and I was like, what happened? I don't think we were supposed to cross into this universe. Like T.I.'s not supposed to be doing this. And I think he saw the feedback from that because he went on Breakfast Club and he was like, every time I do comedy, people just did not like it. They were expecting my music. And I'm like, yes, brother, because you're still that. And people were talking crazy about him saying he's washed. I'm glad he showed everybody that he is not washed. Brother is rapping like prime T.I. How do you go back and rap like your prime self? It's crazy.
Not just how do you go back and rap so well. He's just continued to show he can make a hit. And this new record is a hit.
It's a hit. They don't make hits no more.
Yeah. I mean, this tracks he's been putting out, like, I respect it. I respect that he's just like, I'm getting in the booth. You talking crazy about me not wanting to do verses with me and all this other stuff. You're talking about me like I don't even have the catalog. All right, it's going into a different other place. Now you're being disrespectful and stuff too. So I get it. I respect that. But 50 is never getting in the booth with this guy.
No.
It's never happening.
If he was, he would have already. It's long gone. He's not doing this.
No, because he has everything to lose as well. That's the other part about this that people might not understand. It's the same reason why he will never take a versus with Ja, because he has everything to lose if Ja goes into that versus and he shows everybody he has a ton of hits and this wasn't as one-sided as people thought it was. That's why he'll never, ever take that stage with Ja Rule.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess I never thought about it that way. Like if Ja comes in and invalidates all the shit he talked, like what are we gonna how are we gonna look back at the history?
Because the thing that people don't talk about, because Wankster was what it was. 50 came out and picked one of the biggest guys in the industry and punched him in the mouth, and nobody ever looked at him the same. But the thing people forget is he was one of the biggest guys in the industry at that time. He had a run. He picked Ja for a reason because that guy was, bro, he was making hits. He was, bro, you gotta, people just forget what Ja was doing before 50 showed up, bro. And
now California radio was Ja Rule radio for a minute. Like you turned on the radio and it was just Ja Rule songs.
And I didn't like all the stuff Ja was making, but nah, you can't deny the run he had and the amount of hits that guy has. Ja enjoying himself in the middle of all this stuff has been great as well. He put the IG post up and he had the T.I. record as the song for it. Very funny stuff.
If anyone gets to take a lap, it's fucking Ja. This guy has been that. The thing from a couple of weeks ago when Yayo and Uncle Murder were on the airplane and they got like, what you guys are, I think one of y'all is a grandpa out here. Y'all need to stop. We cannot.
Y'all are pillow fighting on a plane. Like what is
I'm saying? What's going on here? Josh stands up and is yelling. I'm like, nah, they got to stop this.
But I mean, this is what it was. I think T.I. has come out of this looking great. Man, Domani, that Domani record. Like we already knew. I think if you were already paying attention to Domani's music, if you guys don't know, Domani is T.I.'s son. Domani was already putting out good music. I've already been really impressed with him. But that diss track was fire.
Now he got into 50 Cent's soul with that shit. I'm like, oh no, he on a different level. Like he's therapy dissing niggas. That's like you crossing into something else. Now T.I. and Fam are just tagging out. Like Tip get in there, he tagging King, he get in the booth. King tag out Damani. I'm like, they just this is crazy. Like this is punishment, but a well deserved. Like no, and Tip comes out the end looking great. He's rapping great. He's gonna drop a new album. Like this is all rollout, honestly, at this point. Performative. Phil, isn't T.I. being performative? But again, the same way.
Big rollout. He did that video with his mom at dinner, and he had his whole family there. His one of his new songs was playing over it. Like, I see what this is, and it's what you're supposed to do. Like, I get
Absolutely.
it. But yeah, I love what this is doing for Domani, because that's all I've seen over the last like 2 days or so of people saying how great this Domani record is. So
yeah, Bruh can rap. He's talented, but I mean, his dad is T.I. and his mom is Tiny, so I mean, it makes some sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is deserved on 50's part as well, because if this is just about the verses and all the rest of the stuff, you had no reason to make fun of his wife and be posting pictures of Tiny. Like that's corny.
Play too much. So sometimes that play too much shit just crosses the line. You're like, all right, well, this ain't time for that.
Yeah, you crossing a line with somebody that's just like, I got time to respond to you. Somebody else might have been like, oh, this is goofy. I'm not about to do this with you. But T.I. is like, oh, I got an album coming out. I'm outside.
I'm in the studio right now, G. Like, you need me to record? I'm doing that.
Yeah. More from Tony P. He says, the good AEW again. More 5-star matches. More 5-star for black men. He says, New Japan last night. The co-main events lived up to expectations. Plus, we got a tease of Athena Shuri 2. Windsor Shuri 2 got announced. Ring of Honor doing studio tapings. U.S. women's hockey and other U.S. Olympics women. Yeah, we did get that announcement that they are going to finally do tapings just for Ring of Honor coming up. Very much needed. That's something I've seen a lot of people, including yourself, ask for a long time. So I'm glad we're finally here.
Yeah, if you're in the area, you guys, and you can get in, go and show support. Go and be loud. Go and show them that they should continue to do this. And we were yelling about these things for a reason. We have to come out. Got to show that it's worth it, and got to show what it is. Excited about Ring of Honor. I mean, if you've watched the show in the last couple of weeks to months, they put on a good wrestling show. It's still hard to earn the fans in the positions that they're put in at the end of tapings or at the beginning of tapings. So this is going to help the TV along. Great for all these new signings and stuff. I think this is going to be really good.
Yes. More from Tony. He says, the bad, Ford and Reed getting hurt at the worst time. WWE in general, the Paramount Warner Brothers deal for non-wrestling reasons, U.S. men's hockey, and the current U.S. government. Our country is the evil empire.
Absolutely.
Yeah, again, well wishes to both Penelope and Bronson Reed. I didn't watch SmackDown last night. I was watching the New Japan show, but I wasn't in a hurry to watch SmackDown because Raw was just so dreadful. Like I was watching that at one point and I was like, this is the go home show for Elimination Chamber. You're a month and a half away from WrestleMania. What are we doing, bro? Like, there's so many people on this show where it's like, what's the direction for them going into WrestleMania? What are we doing?
Only thing that I saw prominent from SmackDown was this unmasking that has people on something else now, Phil. They think that Seth Rollins has nothing to do with this masked guy now because they unmasked him and he was one of Rollins' students or something happened with it to throw people off. And it seemed to have worked because they're like, well, this story's finished. And I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily say all that.
No. My theory in all of this, no pun intended, is that this is all a grand scheme by Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul was behind the attack at Royal Rumble because, the timing of him being the guy in the room that proposed that Braun Breaker should be the member of the Vision that wins the Royal Rumble. He got up and was like, yep, we all got to put all of our efforts behind Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker gets attacked, taken out of Royal Rumble. Who ends up the last Vision member in that group in the match?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. He ends up in the final four. Just so happens Braun gets taken out before Logan Paul enters the fray. By the time Logan Paul enters the fray, two other members of the Vision are in the group. LA Knight kicks them out. Doesn't do much to help them, does he?
Yep.
I think people keep looking at it like Austin Theory joined the group because of his ties to Seth Rollins. I think Austin Theory has been working with Logan from the beginning. I think when you look at just like how similar they are as characters, Austin was the original influencer gimmick guy before Logan Paul showed up. And the fact that this guy in a mask very much looks like Grayson Waller, they had a close-up of him, very much looks like Grayson Waller. Would not be surprised if it is Grayson Waller. And again, Grayson Waller is a guy that has a lot of similarities to Logan Paul. Influencer guy, very media-savvy personality guy that's also uber athletic, wears fight trunks. I feel like this is heading towards Logan Paul basically using Austin and Grayson Waller as his edge heads because they're very much similar to him, and he's gonna walk around at one point with those two behind him and say, "I rebuilt this dwindling, crumbling stable in my vision." That's where this is heading, guys. I think this is heading to a Logan Paul stable, and I think everything he's done since Royal Rumble is to cover his tracks. If you notice, when the masked guy showed up again on Raw, he only attacked one person. Logan Paul. Why did he do that? Oh, it's almost like Logan Paul's like, it wasn't me. I didn't have anything to do with it because that guy attacked me too. Then, hey, go figure. The guy that unmasked this guy last night was Logan Paul because he wants to make it look like, see, I unmasked him. It's just it's one of Seth Rollins guys. This has been Seth Rollins all along. I think he's just trying to cover his tracks. I think this has been Logan Paul all along.
Huh. Look at that. That you covered some holes right there pretty quickly. Connected some dots.
Yeah, it's just too much of a coincidence that they unmasked this guy and it ended up being a nobody, and it just so happens to be somebody that's in Seth Rollins' school as well. Nah, I think they very much want you to believe this is Seth Rollins' doing, but I don't think it is. I think this is all Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Not really thrilled about that, but that's my theory. See, we got a few more Humper chats. We were gonna preview this pay-per-view and get out of here. Tony P says the /what the fuck. If I was a wrestling company, I would advise my SM team to block certain accounts that harass employees. Ford is fine, it seems, and it was a mistake, but to harass Harley is some loser-ass behavior. It sucks because it mostly happens to women, too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed. I think that a lot of times these things just get blown way out of proportion. I don't think that it looked good, of course. You definitely got to catch Penelope on that, but I think people blew it way out of proportion. If you're going on the internet and harassing Harley because of it, you need to get a life.
Yeah, some mistakes were made. That's kind of how it goes, but that doesn't mean that you should harass Harley out of this. I mean, it's pro wrestling. Like, people get hurt, things. The moments happen so quickly, but this doesn't deserve to do that to someone like Harley, who's working hard to get better, you know?
Yeah. Got another one from Tony P. He says, then we had whatever the fuck happened on SmackDown last night. Another mystery angle. Black hoodies and Scooby-Doo mysteries are all the booking has been doing this year. WWE is just bad this year, and people just accept it. Yeah, I feel like we're going to get another mystery angle by the end of this build for WrestleMania. I feel like we're heading in that direction. Just a hunch, but
yes,
this company likes mystery angles, so I think
they do.
And lastly, Lastly, from Tony P, he says, with that, fuck Trump and all these warmongering fucks. Also, if you still blame Kamala for not voting or voting for him, look in the mirror, admitting you were wrong and do the work to make up for your mistake. But it's still fuck ice. Protect each other. Peace and love. Appreciate you as always, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. And yes, sentiment is believed.
Yeah. Tonight we've got Elimination Chamber coming to you from Chicago, Illinois, United Center. I will not be there because way too rich for my blood. Prices are crazy. Will not be there. But yeah, this is an interesting development when you really look at the fact that this really should be WWE's big victory lap after they got Punk back in 2023, and they've made a point to try to plant their flag in Chicago. I don't think that is a coincidence at all, because Chicago has really been an AEW stronghold since its inception. And so I think they wanted to make a point to do bigger events here. Having Punk's return Allstate Arena, having AJ Lee's return here in SmackDown last year, and that should be culminating in this big moment of you getting the United Center and what this has represented for Punk since he's come back to wrestling. Instead, the press around this has been pretty negative. It's so interesting to watch because you have, on one hand, you have the talk about like this new blackout rule and venues in the city around the stadium not being able to do watch parties. This is not a sold out event, and the talk about like TKO and the prices and the WrestleMania build and just how lukewarm this card is. It's been a lot of negative press, and like I said, this was really supposed to be their big victory lap in Chicago.
Yeah, and as we know, Chicago is such a rich wrestling town. Wrestling history is kind of in it. Yeah. Punk. It seems like it's almost like a layup when they show up in Chicago, and it's WrestleMania season. Phil, like this is usually hot time. We're usually like, what's the story going to be told that helps the WrestleMania story in moving forward? And I think tonight there's going to be stories told, but people aren't clamoring for the stories that are going to be told. Like the momentum of so many things are just different at this point.
Yeah. They really need this show to succeed. They really need this show to really change the narrative for them for this build towards WrestleMania. And it's possible because when you think of what Elimination Chamber did last year coming out of Royal Rumble, people were very much divided on Jey Uso winning the men's Rumble. People were not happy that Charlotte won the women's Rumble, but Elimination Chamber was really one of the best WWE pay-per-views of 2025, and they did get like the John Cena heel turn and a lot of things that ended up giving them a selling point for WrestleMania. So they could do the same thing here. I can't say that I'm that confident that they could do the same thing with this card. They need something though. They need some kind of big surprise. Whatever's in this box, man, they gotta do something here because it's looking pretty rough. And just the importance of coming back to the United Center. This is the first WWE event at the United Center since SummerSlam in 1994. Have not been at this venue in 32 years.
Shit.
This was like supposed to be like this big stamp. You're making this big emphatic moment of planting your flag in Chicago again in the United Center. And we're getting this 4-match card. Not an impressive card.
No.
Not a very impressive card, but we've seen other things happen. This card could deliver. Can't say that I'm that confident, but it could deliver. We've got the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, Raquel Rodriguez won the last qualifying match on Monday. And I was sitting looking at my screen very confused. Not because I don't think that Raquel Rodriguez is a good wrestler or that she could contribute to this match, but one of the more interesting things you had coming into this pay-per-view and going into WrestleMania season is Rhea and Io as a tag team. And even more so, the best WrestleMania match last year was Rhea versus Io versus Bianca Belair. So a lot of people are thinking, okay, how do we get back to Rhea versus Io this year? Because Rhea still hasn't beat Io. So you would think Io was going to be an Elimination Chamber match. No, she lost her qualifying match, and Raquel Rodriguez is going to be in the match. Huh? But why? And so it was the same thing they did last week on SmackDown. You had this great moment of Jade getting ready to go to the back, and then Charlotte's music comes on, cuts her off. Charlotte starts doing her entrance.
I did like that.
Jade is standing there like, what the fuck? And then she like comes back and walks all the way around and was like, nah, you heard me. Where you going? I'm the champion. And they had to pull them apart. It was such an interesting moment. And I feel like everything they've done with them with the stare downs have been good. So I'm like, all right, maybe the match at WrestleMania is going to be Charlotte versus Jade. No, Charlotte also lost her qualifying match. Kiana James, who has been pretty impressive to start this year, picked up the upset win, and she's going to be in an Elimination Chamber match. Again, what?
Go to the field one more time.
Okay, so our field, again, is our field is Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez. The Asuka stuff from Monday was very funny because Kairi comes backstage and she feels like she has let Asuka down because she didn't win her qualifying match. She's not going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. And Asuka, as a terrible friend, because she has been a very bad friend to Kairi, was like, I wasn't thinking you should be in the match. I'm just happy you stopped Io from being in the match. So you did a good job. I don't care about you not being in the match. Io's not going to be in the match. This is all about me. Very funny stuff. But at the same time, I still think the more interesting dynamic would be putting Rhea and Io in this match and getting back to can Rhea finally overcome Io Sky? And I don't know how you get back to that storyline if Io is not in this match and Rhea's wrestling this match for a chance to wrestle Jade Cargill. So what is Io doing at WrestleMania if Rhea wins this match?
She's had the best match on WrestleMania a couple years too. This isn't the first time.
I don't understand the booking here. The only thing I could think of is maybe some way Charlotte ends up in this match and Charlotte ends up winning, because I still think that's the more interesting storyline to go with Jade. But it seems like we're going to end up with Rhea Ripley winning this match, and it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Jade. But again, if that's what you're doing, what are you doing with Io Sky? Why would you pass on an easy layup in doing Rhea versus Io one-on-one at this pay-per-view, especially after they just lost the tag titles on Friday?
And if we get to Rhea and Jade before Rhea and Bianca one-on-one at WrestleMania, that'd be crazy. I'm like, what's happening over here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot here because Bianca's clearly not ready to come back. She's still dealing with this finger injury. But I mean, Bianca Jade is the big match that we're still waiting for. We still got a Bianca Rhea match at WrestleMania that we haven't gotten.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in all of this, the Jade Charlotte match was right there. It's the alley-oop, and it's not. I think this is going to be that amazing of a match, but at this point, it's the most interesting thing you've done with Jade in this build to WrestleMania. So why would you bypass that and do something else?
And then what about Charlotte if she doesn't, like, if Rhea wins and then Charlotte's just like, I'm like, you about to leave these people off the show? What's going on here?
You're just going to put Charlotte and Alexa in a tag match?
Nah.
And I wasn't one of those people that felt like, because I kind of felt like Rhea and Io were going to lose last night because, again, you're coming out of WrestleMania where they stole the show with Bianca last year. You should be trying to put those two wrestlers in a one-on-one match.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be going into WrestleMania with them as a tag team. So yeah, this could go anyway. I have no idea who's winning this match. I mean, the odds on favor in terms of star power has to be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
I just don't see them going back to Tiffany Stratton, Jade again. They've done that match way too many times. I don't think they're going to put Alexa in that spot. It feels too soon to put Kiana James or Raquel in that spot at WrestleMania. That doesn't feel like a WrestleMania worthy match, and I just don't buy that Asuka's going to win. So it feels like this is Rhea Ripley's match to win.
I mean, they could. Alexa's in the match. Her and Charlotte have the thing. They could do a bit before where Charlotte convinces her to give her a spot or something. That would be dumb, but that could happen.
I mean, I thought until last night that Alexa was going to end up getting taken out, and that's how Charlotte was going to get put in this match. But we've already done that.
They did that on the men's side too.
On the men's side, so I don't know. I'm still not convinced that Charlotte doesn't end up in the match though.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Becky Lynch taking on AJ Lee for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. All of the discourse around this build has not been good. People have been very much out on what Becky is doing in these promos and the over-the-top cartoonish character. And I've enjoyed a lot of what she's done on this heel run. I don't think that this stuff with AJ has been particularly good, though. And so they've got a tough task ahead of them at this match. And I mean, you're already going into this match where we don't know what to expect from AJ, because AJ looked good in the WrestlePalooza match, but that was a mixed tag match. You could disguise some of her ring rust. This is a one-on-one match. Now, I don't doubt that Becky Lynch can pull a great match out of AJ Lee in this match, because she's done it before. She's had great matches with Trish Stratus. She had a good match with Lita in Saudi Arabia. She's done it. She's put on great matches with legends before. So I think she can do that. And I do think this match will probably over-deliver. My worry is it feels like this is still your plan for WrestleMania. If that's the case, how do you stretch this feud out for another month and a half?
And people have been out like that promo. I keep seeing that promo, the in-ring promo that they have, and people are just like, this is awful. This is this. And if you're going to try to stretch for another month with promos, Phil, that is not going to be enough.
Yes. Yes, Clown. Yes. We're aware. AJ Lee is from New Jersey. Chicago is her adopted hometown, of course, because of CM Punk and a bunch of other things. So they're treating this like this partisan crowd for her. And that's why I have a hard time believing AJ Lee is not just going to win here. I do think AJ is going to win. And they'll probably do the rematch at WrestleMania. I don't know if this feud is interesting enough to drag it out, though. I think in terms of star power, like these are two big stars in AJ and Becky. I don't know if there's enough here with what you've done on television week to week to keep people interested till WrestleMania, though.
Right. Like, I mean, the first strategy was just keeping AJ off TV, but that can't be the strategy going into WrestleMania.
Yes. So yeah, I do think this match is going to deliver, though. I think that because I have faith that Becky can have a good match with AJ. If anybody, I think they're putting her with Becky for a reason.
Definitely.
Then we've got, of course, the men's Elimination Chamber match. Randy Orton be taking on LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Logan Paul, which supports my theory because, again, nobody else from the division ended up in this Elimination Chamber match. Funny how all of this stuff has been happening. Other people are getting injured. Masked Man happened. Sure worked out well for Logan Paul, didn't it? Yeah, and the story there, of course, is that Jey Uso was taken out last night on SmackDown. Jey Uso won his qualifying match on Monday. Bronson Reed was seemingly supposed to win that match if the reports are correct, and what we've seen with the promotional material for Elimination Chamber, but he unfortunately sustained a bicep injury that required surgery. Really, really tough luck for the division all around. All three original members of this group are now injured. And all of them needed surgery. It wasn't just like, oh, they're injured. All of them needed surgery. That's yikes. But
what a cursed group.
Yeah, then they had another. Yeah. So they had the qualifying match last night. I thought that they should have just put Drew in the match and just made it a championship match. But they had another qualifying match last night. Jacob Fatu versus Logan Paul. That's where we got the unmasking incident. Drew McIntyre is still being very petty. He does not want Jacob Fatu to get a title match. Cost Jacob the match. Logan Paul qualified for the match. I think they're doing something really interesting with Drew that's kind of going under the radar. And it's because, nobody really buys into Drew at the moment as champion. But all of his motives make sense. Because his thing from the beginning is he hates the bloodline. So, of course, at every turn, he's going to stop Jacob from getting a title match because, no, I'm not letting another one of you Anoa'i family guys get into power over here. We saw how that worked out before for me. Every chance I get to screw one of you guys, I'm screwing you out of a title match. And when I had the chance to win the title in my home country at Clash of the Castle, you made that into one of the most embarrassing moments of my career. No, it's on site every time you think you're going to get a number one contenders match, every time you think you're going to be back in the title picture, I'm going to make sure you do not win.
Right. Yeah, no, it should be like he should have that same character arc no matter what. Even if Jacob's on some babyface shit, still should be the same thing. Like, I don't want you guys muddying up my title reign.
Yes. So that makes all the sense in the world. But at the same time, Cody has all the reasons to still have beef with both Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. And that's why I think it is going to end up being a triple threat by WrestleMania. But
should be.
It's very clear that Cody's winning this match. I feel like that's the most predictable outcome on this show. There's no way Cody is not winning this match.
Yeah, that's the only thing kind of unfortunate about a match like this is like the lineup is interesting, but like you just know Cody's going to win. So bad.
Yes. And I mean, I feel like it's the case with the AJ Becky. I feel like that one feels pretty predictable too. Maybe they're going to do a shenanigans ending, but this is United Center. Like this is AJ Lee's like first big one-on-one pay-per-view match. I don't see her losing.
No. Shouldn't. But probably,
Yeah, you're going to do this match here and do like a DQ finish or like a draw or something? No, that would be bad.
Horrible idea.
I don't put it past them, but
they will do that, but they shouldn't.
I don't see it happening. I think she's going to win here. But I just I don't really buy into. I think maybe we're going to get whatever Trick Williams will be doing during WrestleMania season in this match. I mean, great for Trick that he's going into this match. Both he and Javon Evans. I think Javon's going to have a big moment in this match as well. But I would assume we're going to get some build towards Trick versus Randy Orton in this match.
Yeah, it feels like they've been setting that up ever since Trick got to the main roster. And that's a big moment for him. He's been set up more than anybody else for a big start at least. And Javon, it's a big cage. We expect him to bounce off something, right? He's bouncy.
He's bouncy. That was another thing they ruined on Monday. I was like, okay, this is like a potential dream matchup. You've got Javon Evans versus Kofi Kingston. But unfortunately, the New Day is possibly colder than they've ever been because they completely fumbled that heel turn. And then you had Javon come out with Offset. And it's not just a straightforward match. It's like they're doing the shenanigans. Grayson Waller's out there. Just do the match. It's fine. Just do the match. What are we doing?
They got Offset throwing people over tables and shit. I'm like, all right, there's a lot going on here.
Main event. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Boy, you've put Finn Balor in such a terrible, terrible situation here. Nobody believes Finn Balor is going to win this match.
0%. Not one person.
You've already started the build to Punk versus Roman. That's the real interesting storyline. Roman, as usual, has gone away for a month. We haven't seen him since the Raw after Royal Rumble. And in the meantime, we're trying our best, both Punk and Finn Balor. You got to commend these guys. They are trying their best to build towards this match and get people to buy into this match. But you're telling us on TV that Finn Balor is going to ruin WrestleMania if he wins this match because he's going to take away the blockbuster match that everybody wants to see. And again, that already puts Finn in such a bad spot. And this is a guy that you're hinting at a babyface turn for, by the way. So
by saying on TV that if he's in the match, nobody wants to see it. It's like, I don't really think that shouldn't be the sell.
No. And you're also doing the stuff with the Judgment Day with him where he's saying he doesn't want any help. He doesn't want Dom out there. He doesn't want the big Funko Pop guy. He doesn't want him out there as well. He wants to win this on his own. There's no way Finn Balor's winning this match. It's Chicago, Illinois. It's Punk at the United Center. It's leading up to a match with Roman Reigns that people have been clamoring for a decade. There's no way Finn Balor wins this match.
I was thinking like there could be a world where Roman screws Punk out of the belt, but that would make zero sense. Like he wants to beat Punk for that belt at WrestleMania, so why would he screw him out of it? Like that's the only like thing that could throw a wrench in this, but that wouldn't make sense for Roman's character at all.
Yeah, in a perfect world, and AJ hadn't cut his farewell tour at Royal Rumble, I feel like this could have been AJ versus Punk. And that would have been a big match for the United Center. This would have been, even if it would have felt predictable that AJ was going to lose, I still feel like it would have been more interest in it because, you know, we haven't seen that matchup already. We've already seen the Finn and Punk matchup
recently.
Yeah, I just don't think this is, like I said, man, you got to give it to Finn. Great promos recently. Punk is really, really trying. They're trying their best to build towards this match, but there's no real intrigue here because nobody believes that Finn is going to win.
I don't believe it.
Where they can salvage this, though, because I do think this match is going to be solid. I do think the main event will be good. They have to do an angle with Roman at the end of this show. I don't know what is the over-under on Roman being here, but I feel like because he hasn't been there since Royal Rumble, he has to show up tonight. You've got to do something tonight, some kind of stare down, some kind of beat down angle, something. If this night does not end with something to put us back on track for Roman versus Punk, I think that it's a complete and utter mistake.
I mean, if you don't get heat on Punk in Chicago, like, what are you doing? Like, that you got to do some kind of Chicago. He's here. We got we can't leave this show being happy about CM Punk. Like, Roman needs to get heat on him to end this, to give more heat to their WrestleMania.
You got to do something. Like I said, this is a big venue. You haven't run this venue in 30 plus years, and one of the biggest stars you have of the last decade, you're not going to have him for this show?
Yeah.
That would be complete malpractice, in my opinion. You got to end this show with a stare down between Punk and Roman. I feel like, why on earth wouldn't you?
The only way. We'll see.
We will see. We've got this box reveal tonight.
Box.
I don't know if you have any last predictions on this box before we move on.
I mean, is it gonna be a comedy thing that has to be Danhausen? But if not, what else could it be? What else would they tease for this long that's going to connect dots. I don't know. I just don't have a really good feeling about it. Like if it is Danhausen and he does get a big pop, good for him. I guess that's the thing.
It could be Danhausen. I don't think I'm buying that. I kind of feel like it's going to be something like a trophy or something. This is going to be their way of announcing the Andre's coming back or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. I feel like it, or something cross promotional for Netflix. Something. I don't think it's going to be what people think it is, because people are like, oh, it's got to be a wrestling angle. I wouldn't be surprised if it's
Not.
nothing of the sort. I think it's just if it's just like, yeah,
Just like a dumb egg thing like Vince did before. Like, oh, there's a fucking cape in the box or something like that. Yeah.
it's a big statue. It's a big statue of Triple H.
Could you imagine?
It'd be the funniest thing ever, bro.
People are fighting for that trophy of Triple H.
It's a big, big trophy. It's a big statue of Triple H, or like somebody else that probably shouldn't be celebrating. The big Hulk Hogan statue.
Well then, it's a Vince statue.
Yeah,
I know some people that would like that. That's crazy.
I'm not that invested in this crate reveal.
No.
I do think it has to deliver though, because I think it's going to be even more glaring if it's a dud, because this build to WrestleMania hasn't been great. And if this is a very predictable show where we get all the outcomes we expect and there are no other big surprises on this show, and then you do the crate reveal and it's nothing, it's not going to go over well.
People are going to be mad. If it's like that after WrestlePalooza where people are feeling a certain type of way, if they have that energy going into their biggest show of the year, it's going to look crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's really Elimination Chamber. Quick, easy, breezy 4-match card. I thought that they were going to add at least one more match. They did tease Obafemi versus Rusev. I thought maybe that would end up on the show, because Oba's not in the chamber. I've seen a lot of people say, why isn't Oba in the chamber? I think it's pretty clear that they don't want to give him too many losses early on. So I don't think they wanted to put him in the Elimination Chamber where he could potentially lose.
Right. You got to pin him to get out of the match. Like, there's just too much behind it. Because you would think how he's been set up, he should go on there and dominate. And if he doesn't go in there and dominate, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. The stuff from Monday with Brock and Paul, there's a lot of cap in that promo. Boy. Paul Heyman is trying to tell us how before Brock ended the streak, the Undertaker match used to be like the second main event on the show. There's only one main event. Like, that's a second way to get what is supposed to be a main event on the show, is getting the Undertaker match. And now that Brock Lesnar has ended the streak, the Brock Lesnar match is like a main event on this show.
Is not.
And so
wrong.
I'm here to offer you a way to WrestleMania. I'm here to offer you the spot in a potential main event with the Brock Lesnar Open Challenge. And the entire time that this whole thing is going on, the crowd is chanting, Oba, Oba. And the first time in all of this, because a lot of people have been saying it should be Oba. When that crowd was chanting Oba, that was the first time I really thought about it and was like, yeah, it's probably not going to be Oba. Because people want it. And there's a report out there that it's potentially going to be LA Knight, which...
LA Knight to get beat. There's no way LA Knight's going to go in there and beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There's been a report that it's going to be LA Knight. I feel like you've got to do something with LA Knight this year. That'd be way out of left field to do the LA Knight match. I think Oba makes more sense, but I do not want them to do this Oba Femi match if Oba's going to lose. If you're not prepared to pull the trigger on Oba Femi and give him the win here, do not do this match.
I'm nervous about it. I'm like, oh, he's gonna answer this open challenge, and Brock's gonna fucking throttle his ass. That's crazy.
Yeah, do not do this match if you're planning to give him the loss. And because people keep making these comparisons, I am just dying. If anybody wants to take any of my advice as a writer and want to take anything that I say off this podcast and use it, I think Obafemi should cut a promo and get on TV and say, "Listen, I've heard everything. I've seen all of the hopes and praises you guys have put on my back. I've seen everything said about me. I am not Black Goldberg. I am not the next Brock Lesnar. I am the next Obafemi. I am the ruler. If you put me in there with Brock Lesnar, he is going to lose. I am going to put him down. Do that and give him the win." Yeah. If you want this guy to be the next whatever, don't keep comparing other people. Do it. Book it.
Yeah. That's the only way. And not just book it so he's in the ring, they do the stare down, then he loses. He has to look like somebody against Brock Lesnar. He has to feel like a threat. He has to feel like the next guy that people are fearing, like Brock Lesnar. And if Brock Lesnar just beats him, it doesn't make sense.
No. Make this, if you're going to mint this guy, mint him. Don't keep making comparisons. Don't keep telling us he'll get there. Do it. Get to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is our Elimination Chamber card. 4-match card. I don't know if you want to come in and review this thing on Monday. We've been talking about doing Q&As on Monday. So you guys could get a live stream from us on Monday. Very curious to see how this show looks coming out of it. I might be like, oh no.
4 matches, man. Why do they keep doing this? They're sticking to their guns too hard, Phil. I'm like, wow. I just can't, like, the AEW approach of, like, fans bought tickets to this, so we're gonna fucking feed them and give them 100 matches, in comparison to WWE being like, you should be lucky to be here. Take these 4 is just so crazy.
I don't want to keep harping on this again, but this is the United Center. This is like the most recognizable. This is like the most recognizable venue in the city. Like I said, you haven't booked a pay-per-view at the United Center in 32 years, and you come to that venue with 4 matches, and you're charging that much?
Yeah.
To
their fans.
I don't get it, but c'est la vie. What do I know? Yeah, no, Sheldon, that's pretty funny. 4 matches and a damn box reveal at the United Center, dog. Like,
at the United Center.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But we shall see. You might be seeing us on Monday doing a live stream. If you have not seen it already, we've got our Tekla review up from Monday. Can check that out on our YouTube channel.
That's fire.
Appreciate all of the support on that so far. All of the people that have commented and told us how much they enjoyed that interview. Appreciate you. I don't think we have any more Humper chats, but I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, we got a few super chats. I'll get into those while you check that. The homie Will Chisholm says, it's funny how the Masked Guys is from Seth's school, and I think that's going on with the story that Phil thinks they're telling with Logan Paul of, like, this is a little red herring to throw you off with the Seth guy.
Yeah, big time red herring, I think. I definitely think this is heading to it was Logan all along.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along. I appreciate that, Will. And then Tyrone Kidd says, my guess is Danhausen walks in the frame, opens it, and it's the Andre the Giant trophy.
Yeah, can you imagine somebody's like, I wonder what's in this crate, and then Danhausen hands the guy the crowbar, and it's just like, wait, it's TV's Danhausen. What are you doing here?
It's TV's Danhausen. I kind of like this story. I think they should tell that it's TV Danhausen. Ooh, yeah, no, I think they would do that, like hearing the murmurs, because they're starting to abide by that of, like, we hear you and we'll show you we knew this type of thing. But it's so funny that they're also abiding by because I saw some of the talk about WrestleMania being like, they think everything's too predictable. They see that fans know what's going on, and it's like, what, dude? So it's like, listen to them, but don't listen to them too much. There has to be a line.
Yeah. People in our chat are saying it's the new 24/7 title. Oh boy.
Oh God.
Can you imagine? That's what it is. It's an R-Truth statue with the new 24/7 championship around the waist.
R-Truth could definitely have been in there the whole time. That's crazy. And then Single Blue Nut the Panda said, Phil and Reg, thanks for doing this weekly. No, thank you guys for tuning in weekly to hear us talk our talk, because it's a release for us, and we really appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll probably be up on Monday. If at the very least, if we don't do a straightforward Elimination Chamber review, we'll probably do a Q&A on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know if we could do a full ass. This is just for the Elimination Chamber. That sounds crazy.
So we'll probably be live on Monday. From Hassan B, we've got Humper Chad. He says, looking forward to Sammy's inevitable crash out. His acting is so believable. Gonna let them cook any word on the ex New Japan guys rumor for WWE. Pretty sure Veer Mahan is in the box.
They found Veer.
Yeah, maybe that we didn't even think about that. Maybe it's Evil in the box.
Oh, it could be Evil in the box. You're right. That would be a horrible way to debut Evil. What is the worst way we could debut him? Put him in a box.
Yeah, put him in a crate. That'll do it. But yeah, that's all of our Humper chats. Appreciate you guys as always. Appreciate everybody to send in a super chat or just pull it up to listen to us on a Saturday.
Yep.
We'll be back at this very time slot on this very channel next week, and probably be doing a live stream on Monday. We're gonna try and do more live streams, more like Ask Grapsodies on our channel. So look out for those as well.
Absolutely.
But you know what it is. This has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsey. It's Righteous Reg. We are out of here. Enjoy some of this warm weather, guys.